Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday Smackdown, I suppose. The very first one on the Escape YouTube channel, and indeed the Twitch channel that we're casting right now to you guys. There are 10 Sunday Smackdowns so far on my channel, and many, many more Saturday Smackdowns that were recorded a few years ago with me and Zuta on my Interjection channel as well. But Smackdown has now moved to Escape, where hopefully we can produce it better, fund it better, and indeed just make everything better to do with Smackdown. And that's going to free up some time. I was basically doing Smackdown in my free time, and now that I cast most days of the week, it'll be nice to sort of focus on other things on YouTube with Smackdown over on Escape. But yes, basically the catch is we play on a different patch. It is called Smackdown Patch, and really what happens here, I'll say it for the benefit of the YouTube viewers, I know you guys on Twitch have already heard this, but basically it allows us to make really crazy changes. For example, starting with a factory wagon that we did last week. We've done one where you start with a fort wagon. We've done one where every single shipment you send gives it twice. So if you send 3 villagers, you'll actually get 6 villagers. And 700 food is 1,400 food, etc., etc., all of these things. And that really allows for some broken stuff. But today, nothing wacky, nothing different. It's very similar to standard EP. And this will be just slight changes to politicians. We'll talk about them when they're relevant, but we've not changed or nerfed any of the existing ones that people already use regularly, just the dead content ones that never see play. And here's a 90 wood treasure being picked up by Kickass right away. He's going to be really, really pleased with that. Though, look, he did get 50 wood as well, and that's pretty good treasure. So both players will be playing the French, and I suppose I ought to introduce them because today we have the Brazilian special, so to speak, the Brazilian showdown. Look, Tom and Kickass are two of the strongest players from the South American region, and we're having them go off head-to-head in a best-of-9 series today to determine who really is the best Brazilian player. Mostly top players for AoE3, they all come from Europe, so today a bit different, and not just money on the line, also pride, I think, fighting to be the best in your nation. But we will be beginning with a French mirror here, and I'm joined by Kaiserklein as well today to be casting this. Welcome, welcome, Kaiserklein. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, definitely. And I've played a lot against both of these players. We've had a history of love and hate, I guess. Like we like to flame each other, but it's kind of jokes,
Yeah.
And Kickass likes to say I'm a bad player and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching them play against each other.
Damn, Luke's had an insane start. I'm sorry to stop you there, but he's got 50 wood, 75 food, and that macaque. That's looking really, really good for him. Go on.
Yeah, equally though, Kickass did get 90 wood and 80 food. I think it's a rather even age one so far.
That's true.
But pretty good for both of them. Yeah, I mean, I just don't really know who is better among these two players. Like I've played them a lot, and they're both around Lieutenant Colonel. They have a similar play style. They like to play French a lot. As you can see, they're already going in the French mirror directly. And is this the New World Championship Civ rules as well? I guess it is.
Yeah, New World Championship Civ rules and maps. But
yeah,
Smackdown will not be played on the New World Championship maps for much longer. It's just for this particular week, it's what we have ready and available. But we can go with any maps. We could do Smackdowns all on the Caribbean or on Amazonia if we really wanted to, or perhaps some normal maps. I can hear Kaiser sighing in his laughter there. But yeah, it's the New World Championship Civ rules and maps. In fact, the Smackdown was originally where the New World Championship Civ rules sort of came from. Looks like Luke needs a moment there. But both players going to be going up with, I assume, the quartermaster. In fact, Kickass is. I'm not sure about Luke. We'll check in just a moment although he is gathering a lot of wood, but that's probably for his trading post, right? Maybe he's going up with the food politician or something to get up quicker, although he is not. I'll just let Kaiser talk.
Yeah, I was asking about the rules because I don't think any of these two players has a really large Civ pool. I think they mostly spam friends. They can play a few Civs each, like Kickass can play some Brits. They actually boss can play some Brits and stuff, but I mean, there's a point in the series because it's a best of 9, which is really long, where there will be at least one player running out of civilization, I think.
Okay,
So it's gonna be interesting.
that'll
For
be fun.
sure.
But remember, it's not so punishing because you say they both play a lot of French. In fact, both players here are playing French. They're both going up with the quartermaster. And whoever loses, they can play French again in the next game or indeed any other game until they win with it. So it's kind of, not so punishing, these civ rules, and there is that. But Kickass...
No, it's not. But the one player is gonna win 5 games, and the fifth game, I don't know what civ it's gonna be really. But anyway, I just wanted to say that Kickass aged up 13, which is one villager earlier than Luktam, and it's quite relevant actually. He's getting his stable up already. He's got his steel traps on the way soon for sure. He must have had his trading post up earlier. All that, he's got 4 CDBs on the way earlier, so it's just really good for Kickass to be up with 13 CDBs here.
Yep, and just getting everything done much, much sooner. But Look is not too far behind, well, a villager behind, and he's going to be opening with a barracks here, and we'll be training musketeers there. But let's see if Kickass is earlier age, if he can get too much done with it. 4 CDBs now just coming in. And it looks like he is going to lose his explorer there. He was just sort of poking through to see what was going on, brushing, I think, past this barracks. If not, then the scout nearby is going to see that very soon, and he'll know what's up and sort of what's going on. But we're going to see cavalry starting from Kickass, and they'll be appearing any second now.
And I think he's actually already achieved something with this 13 villager aged up. He achieved to sort of force Luktam to start musketeers. Maybe Luktam was afraid of something like 3 hussars first, because Kickass is kind of famous for shipping 3 huss, and he was like, oh my god, he's gonna bring 8 huss when I don't even have 5 huss out. I need to start with musketeers because it's faster.
Yeah.
So now Luktam is already making musketeers, probably because he aged up later. And musketeers are not super good in age 3, so if they just boss age up, Luke is going to be behind just because he's got musketeers.
Yeah, but for now they're actually pretty good, especially when they're within range of the TC. Kickass is splitting up his hussars, trying to get some Villy kills here. He's going to get 1 CDB there, but now going into hand combat to scare them away. Nice pickup already, so that's pretty good, and may even get this. No, that goat is near the market, but coming in with a second batch. 10 musketeers now on the board. Yeah, they're not ideal in age 3, so I think Kickass, he just wants to do a bit of raiding. He's he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. Just wants to do a bit of raiding and then probably go up to age 3, which is what we're seeing. Kickass sending 700 gold. He wants to get up to the fortress age, and then those musketeers are just not going to be very relevant at all. But maybe muskets, he could combine them with cannons. Perhaps we'll see some sort of musket semi combined with falconets. He's gone for 15 musks here, so he's committing to it.
It's something I want to talk about. The musketeer plus falconet thing is really strong in some matchups, and it's usually a matchup where your opponent does not have 2 falconets himself. Because in this matchup, if you go for veteran musketeer plus 2 falconets, your opponent is also going to get his own 2 falconets, and he's going to trade his falconets for yours. And you're going to end up losing your falcons and killing his falcons, and then he will have skirms and goons, and you will have just musketeers, and you will lose, basically. So you can't really do this in this matchup. It's something you can do against a civ like, I don't know, Brits when they're still age 2 because they don't have falconets, or India, but in this matchup, I think if you do that, you're just going to have useless veteran musketeers. But I really like that Kickass is up already to age 3. Look at that age up. 740 is pretty early. And Luktam has not even started aging up yet. So he's made a bunch of musks, and I'm not sure they're ever going to be really useful.
Yeah, he needs to. What he's going to have to do is go for the cannons. Does go into hand combat and is going to get a little bit of a catch on those hussars, but Minutemen have been called here to help fight, and those 10 musks haven't arrived yet, so this is not too bad for Kickass, even though he's just spent all those resources on aging up. Couple more hussars coming out. Now meeting up with the rest of his musks should be fine here, but you make an interesting point, right? Like, you're really putting all your eggs in one basket. If you go with the musketeers and the cannons, if you lose the cannons, you just end up with a bunch of musketeers that really, they they don't stand up on their own. It's not like Skirmgoon, as you were saying. So he's got to be really careful here, because look, also going to be going up to the next stage. And in fact, I suspect he will be sending the cannons, but he's going to have to be very, very careful with them. If he loses it, the game could be over.
Okay, yeah, and I don't know if he's gonna do that. I mean, with the cannons, like, he doesn't really have that many musketeers. I'm not sure he's gonna even upgrade them. We'll have to see, I guess. Kickass was not chopping any wood, he's just buying wood. He's a bit in a trouble here, losing his stable, because he did not ship 700 wood, so he has to rebuild it in the back. And he's shipping 5 dragoons. I guess he expected some sort of H2 timing push, because if he expected Kickass to age, Luktam to age, sorry, he would go for 8 skirmishers, I think. But regardless, he's gonna be able to handle this small mass of musketeers, but they did some damage. I mean, this must... They trade. I think they're trading okay here. They killing some dragoon, they kill the CDB, they kill the stable, they force Minutemen, they killed a bunch of hussars, and I think actually Luktam is in an okay spot here.
Yeah. Okay, so not going to go with those falconets after all. Just going to trade off these musketeers against his opponent before he really gets that 2-unit composition going. Skirmish is just arriving now, but the musks have already been killed. And if you look at units lost, he did lose 20 musks, but he has killed, as you said, the Minutemen, which he forced, 6 hussars and 2 dragoons. So it seems reasonable there. But Kickass is now coming across the map with 8 skirms, a few goons as well. But look at that, pure skirm from Look Tom. And to begin with, that is what wins outright. That's really, really nice. It looks like 8 skirms plus a batch of 5 from each barracks there.
Yeah, the problem of that is that you just build 2 barracks, which you will probably not use that much later on. You're gonna need to make goons just in case, because if obviously if you have only skirms, you're gonna die to queers. So you need to make goons. And these Thoraxes, well, you know, he's almost housed now. He needs to ship 1k wood or to chop a lot. So I'm not sure I really like it, but it does give you a really strong early push when you get like 18 skirms, because you can pop 10 and ship 8, and that's a strong timing. But then later on, it's a bit of a burden, to be honest, his second barracks. But he's gonna kill 2 CDBs with his skirms. But it's really, really scary going all the way up here with almost only skirmishers. It's really... There's 4 queers out. Like, if these armies connect, I think Luke is in a bit of a trouble. Unless he gets some more dragoons out. But he's got 3 more dragoons, so I guess he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of starting basically only skirmishes, you see you sent 8 and then set... is you have a really nice early push. Your opponent can't handle it with Dragoon Skirm if you're going pure Skirm. But as soon as you do that, yeah, they just switch into Cuirassiers. We see a batch of 3 here, now pushing forward. And that's a lot of Cuirassiers. These skirmishers are kind of in danger. A Dragoon going down there. He's only got 5 in the back now. Cuirassiers almost on top of the Skirms here. Thankfully, we'll be walking through these trees.
But he can call Minutemen. It's gonna be down to micro. I think Luktam has a shot at cleaning this up, but I think it's gonna be anyway quite a good trade for Kickass. Like, these queers are gonna trade really well. They're expensive, but they're killing so many skirms right now, and Kickass also did a good job at sniping the dragoons. But now another batch of goons is popping out. Yeah, I guess Kickass is gonna get sort of cleaned up here, but it was a really good trade for him.
Yeah,
I would say.
We'll take a look at units lost and we can compare there. But yeah, 7 Cuirassiers going down. He has lost 18, 19 skirmishers so far though. And more Cuirassiers now streaming in.
Yeah, he's gonna... I don't think he can really push in with the Minutemen and stuff. So he's gonna pull back, but I think Kickass can be content of the damage he did. Although he's behind in economy by quite a bit. So he has to keep somewhat pressuring his opponent.
Yep.
If only he saw that. I mean,
yeah, all these villages in gold and food.
But he has to pull back anyway. There's is this a 3 queer shipment? Yeah, a 3 queer shipment from Luktam. Actually, I wonder why he shipped 3 queers. I would be so scared by so many queers from Kickass. I would ship 5 goons here. But he decided to go for queers himself. And he's gonna raid with them, which I'm not a fan of because they're really expensive and a bit slow. And they're not... Queers are not very good at raiding. I mean, when they get on top of builds, they do a ton of damage, but they are really not mobile.
Yeah, they're
And they,
slightly slower
yeah.
cav, right? They don't get quite as much done. And it's harder for them to escape as well. If your opponent rocks up, you just don't want to be losing like a 3 shipment, which is just so many resources. But game seems fairly even at the moment. Both players have similar ecos, though looks like Blue, look, has come out ahead slightly. He's gotten a little bit of an eco lead here going into this, which is quite nice. Let's check their upgrades. Both have everything you would expect there. Yes, I do. Although no gang saw for Look, but being Vils up, I don't think he'll mind too much. So it's on, I suppose, Kickass to try and get some work done. He needs to kill some villagers or get some sort of advantage if the game continues with the status quo. This could be what he needs, though. Ah, he does spot it, though. He's going to get away. Looks like
He's gonna kill one Queer, and then Luke is gonna escape. So, well, it's a nice pickup, but he needs maybe a little bit more than that, yeah, to make up for the 4 CDBs. I mean, 3 CDBs apparently gap, which is roughly like 4 villages.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, you know, like 4 CDBs or 3 CDBs is an eco difference. But if you win the next fight, it doesn't matter, honestly. Like what sort of eco you got. The problem is that if you wait too much, you will have less units. But right now, it doesn't really matter that much. We see a deviation now with the Falconets from Kickass. Usually you see the Falconets a little bit earlier in this matchup, but it looks like they're both waiting a lot until they ship it. But now Kickass got them. Oh, and he might get one juicy volley. No, he canceled it.
No
so he's giving 3 kills.
He might still, though. Yes, he does. Big blast. Lots of low HP skirms. They're going down, and that's what Kickass wants. So, yeah, deviation. He's going for the Falconets now. And is going to lose half a volley. They're trading some goons to try and get it down.
Oh, that was a really good trade for... well, I don't know. It started was pretty good for Luke, and now it's pretty good for Kickass.
Coming back in, though.
Units, and now, what is he doing with all... Oh, he's chasing the 2 Queers. That's such a big mistake.
Oh, God. Both the Falcs going down.
The thing is that if your opponent uses his dragoons to snipe your cannons, you can't just send your Queers in, because then the dragoons are busy sniping cannons and they can't really shoot at the Queers. So you can just jam everything in and go in when he's trying to kill cannons. And instead he was just running in the back and just overreacting to this raid.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So look.
I don't know. It's not too bad for Kickass.
Yeah, he wanted to get more done with the cannons, though, but not the case.
Yeah, and he's 10 Vils behind, or like 8 CDBs behind, which is now it starts to be quite big. Like you can't wait too much now. That's quite the eco difference in a mirror. And now, I think this game is not over, but soon going to be over. I mean, Luktam's got his Falconets. He's got more eco. He's got a bigger mass. I don't know what Kickass is going to do about this. How is he going to kill the Falconets?
Yeah.
His only hope now is to just make a lot of Queers, because whenever you're behind, you just make lots of hand cab, and you hope that you can catch your opponent off guard and win that way. And if he can make a lot of Queers with the calf combat he's shipped now, he might be able to win, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels awkward when you can take out cannons without having to ship them of your own, because then you can send them, and it's basically, it's a sort of, they can't be matched in a way. We'll see what Kickass can get done. Let's take a look at units in queue. He's currently got 7 Cuirassiers, but both players are training them. We're setting up, might be able to get a volley here.
But the Queers are more... okay. 1 volley for free, but the Queers are more important for Kickass, because Luktam can't really afford to hit and run too much because of the Falconets. They're not mobile, so going heavy on Queer kind of favors Kickass here, just because he wants to be more mobile, and if he gets caught by a lot of Queers, especially with the calf combat, it could be a problem for him.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what these Queers can do. Basically,
both players
I do think Luktam is winning quite hard, but he has to be careful not to miss micro.
Yeah, looks like he's found a good position to fight from as well. The trees in the front here means that the cav will find it hard to get into and on top of the units. Just going to retreat back towards his base. where he's got more units coming. Batch of 5 Cuirassiers. Remember, he's got Cav Combat as well. So they are really, really strong. There are 5
and this is
Cuirassiers
gonna
of
be
blue
the
coming to
final
the
fight,
though. Here he's going to jam everything in. Lots of Cuirassiers. And the blue one's only just getting into the fight. One cannon already down.
One cannon running in the army somehow. Yeah, I think Kickass got this. I think he's done it. Like, it's what I was talking about. Look at these queers that just... Looktam didn't hit and run. He just sit there. You know, he overreacted. Like, you can't just lose your falconets. You can let your falconets die as long as they kill enough skirmishers, and then you hit and run the queers. But he just stood there. You know, you can't stand when there's queers with calf combat just
and
attacking
now
you. Like, you gotta kite like crazy.
And now he finds
he's
himself
lost.
in a position where he's got tons of units. Look, maybe ahead on villages, but that doesn't matter when your opponent, when you can't defend them. Oh dear.
Yeah, it was really Luke's game at this point. He won that game. All he needed to do was micro and hit and run. Yes, exactly. Like, why did he even push, by the way, when he was so ahead in eco? I guess he didn't realize it, but he should know he killed lots of bills. So why would you need to push there as Luketum, you know?
Yeah, he just he never lost any villages, right? It's not like is it. Sorry, I just was distracted by that.
He's lost like one veal at the start, and that's it. Yeah. While Kickass lost a bunch of veals, and he didn't train veals either.
Yeah, here a couple
For a
of
while.
periods of game. But yeah, had he known he was ahead, maybe the winning strat was to stay at home, guard your villages, and wait for him to come to you, where you have, you know, units closer, reappearing sooner, things like that. But that was quite impressive. Kickass does come out ahead. A really nice. Jam everything, lots of Cuirassiers. And the blue one's only just getting into the fight. Cannon already down.
One cannon running in the army somehow. Yeah, I think Kickass got this. I think he's where one player is behind, so he just goes for lots of queers and hopes for the best. And it actually works because the opponent doesn't hit and run enough, and it's just a sad way to lose the game.
Looks like neither of those players are online, though.
Well, Yeso was down for me.
Yeah,
So they're probably just coming back.
I see. Right. Yeah, it was down for me too, but it let me log in. Look, Tom is now on, so that's all good. But it's interesting that you say, you know, they're good with France. That's like a civ they play a lot. And I think it's a civ a lot of people play a lot. But coming up next, they're going to have to pick something else. Well, look, Tom, he could continue to play France, although I think he might want to save it. We shall see. The interesting thing is, you said they don't have the widest civ pool, and best of 9 really does require you to be good with a number of civilizations. So this will be interesting. Let's see what they go for.
Yeah. I know Luke can play some trades, some Aztecs maybe, some India. Well, he can still play France. He lost with it. I don't know. I think Kickass can play mostly Brits, French, and Dutch. I don't remember seeing Kickass play anything else than that. Lukta might be able to play more Civ than him. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, are any of them water players or any experience on water? Baja, California, you can do that kind of thing, but maybe they're not that's not their style.
I don't remember seeing any of them going for water. Maybe I've seen Kickass go water with Brits like once or twice, but I think they're mostly land players, yeah. I don't think they'll do anything really funky on Baja California, but we'll see.
All right. All right, we'll see what they pick here then. I mean, really, any civ is viable on Baja California. There is water, so obviously there is potential for extra stuff. But you could play British here, you could play Dutch here, you could really do anything you want to. There's a trading post. There's reasonable hunt, although perhaps not that much hunt in base. So maybe British perhaps eases slightly less, but you could still play it. Germany seems like a solid pick. Grab that trading post. And, very similar style Germany has to France, which we know there is a civ that they're both good with. So Kickass, he has to pick first. Germany does come out. Let's see what look Tom goes with. He may well just play France again. We'll have to see. I better sneak back into the middle of the camera view. Here I am.
His wife broke his mouse.
My wife broke my mouse. Then I have another rip.
Yeah, so he's not playing with the same mouse, so he's probably not used to it, which is unfortunate. It's actually fun because if I remember correctly, both Kickass and Nuktam have a wife. I'm not 100% sure,
right.
But I think Kickass even has a child actually. So these are not like students like 18-year-old or something.
Yeah. Wife
like...
Hogchamp. So.
But yeah, Germany is definitely a very solid pick on this map because you can raid a lot. The map is large and the food is not very abundant in your base, and there's lots of potential for Ulan raids obviously on this map. Aztecs could be interesting. I don't like Aztecs so much into Germany because Germany is sort of does quite well against Aztecs usually. Although on this map I'm not sure, but we'll have to see what he can do with it.
Aztecs. Yeah, we've been seeing Aztec more sort of on Thar Desert and indeed non-trading post maps. But if this is a civ he likes to play, it's coming out sort of quite early here. But that's fine. Maybe he just has a build or has something in mind that he likes to do against Germany. And that could be effective if he's got something planned. Aztec also do have water potential. Perhaps he does intend to go on water. Less likely.
I'm gonna disappoint you. But I expect him to just go for a Puma Maze rush, like good old school rush, where just shipping units and stuff. But we'll see.
Are you ready?
He might go water, but I just don't remember seeing Luke Thumb ever go water. It's like if you would see me picking Otto on this map and saying, "Oh, Kaiser might go water."
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. That's unlikely. All right. Well, we're only going to be even more surprised, and then we'll have to IP check. Of course, that's how that works. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning. Welcome everybody to game number 2 in a best of 9 series between KickassOP and Look Tom. This is the Brazilian special played on, indeed, the Smackdown patch. We'll see if this game they go for different politicians. Last game we didn't see anything unusual, just the standard 400 wood and indeed the fast-aging politicians. But spawning on the left-hand side of the map, in the color teal, we do indeed have Kickass. It is a 200 wood start. And that Explorer, you can see, going to head right towards the trading post. Going for this one by the looks of it. Often you can build the one in the center for that first pass, although that does work a bit better on this side of the map. So going to play it safe. Going to go up to the top of the map there with his Explorer. But Aztec also going to get an extra wood crate, so 300 wood there. Perhaps we'll see a trading post from them as well as a fire pit. All that good stuff. Or perhaps he'll just go with a market and a house. 500 bits coming in from Regan. Dance, interjection, dance. Well, the camera has gone, but if you remind me, perhaps I will do some dancing when we get back to the lobby. But the Explorer coming forward, he did find himself 75 coin, which is really nice, and indeed 150 coin here as well. But I think he's going to go straight for that Explorer, try and start wailing on him before it goes up.
What is... Yeah, he could have just nailed him, but okay, he's just going away. I mean, there's no way you can do anything about it as Germany. You don't have a second scout, so if you get snared by this Aztec Explorer, which has an extra 100 HP, you can't do much besides just going back to your base, right? But actually, he wants to TP, but he should have built it directly straight away, because he would have got that insane XP, you know?
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, that's a little bit disappointing in my opinion. This TP is he's just gonna slow him down. Like he's already got basically his reveals on the way in like 5 seconds. So I'm not sure this TP makes much sense in age one. It's gonna delay his age up by a lot and not really gonna bring him much.
Yeah. Okay. You'd like
And
to have
meanwhile,
seen him do
Kickass is
something else with
even
the wood, perhaps.
yeah, he could have gone for a market for sure. Especially since he had some coin treasures here on top. But and meanwhile, it gives time to Kickass to get that 150 gold treasure. Although Luke Tom is now coming for it, so I guess. And Kickass let the wolves reset every time. so
Right. Yeah. Now
so I don't know who's gonna get this.
still going
Yeah.
for it, but yeah, it's not ideal to reset your guardians. Now coming in though, but this has given Look Tom plenty of time to bring his explorer forwards, and 150 gold is quite a juicy treasure. Kickass quite far away from it, and that is the issue with creeping. And he's even going to be able to use his conversion ability and get a really nice sort of wolf, which is stronger than our
Yeah.
coyote. That's what he's going to do.
The
And
problem is that you don't have a ranged attack, which makes it much harder to, to steal a treasure. Like Aztecs are not very good at stealing treasures, but
it was a
okay,
It was a fake out.
misclick.
He pretended to get the Guardian, but actually didn't in the end there. But the betting has now opened on my screen. Looks like 67% to 33% in favor of Kickass. We'll check in with that when it actually closes. I wonder if this coin treasure will affect the betting. Yeah, Kickass now improving up to 71%. Although the viewers can't see that just yet. It's not real time, so I guess it's not connected. But 75 coin here. Look, Tom starting with an absolute ton of coin from his treasures, which is so really, really nice for him. Normal starts so far, though, Kaiser. We're seeing a trading post from both players and indeed the villager shipments as well, 2 settler wagons for Germany. But has now started the age up, and this is, I think, a good time to take a look at what he's going with. The quartermaster, which is the 400 wood politician, nothing unusual there. And look, Tom going up with the messenger, nothing unusual there. Very standard things here. No deviations using the regular politicians. Not going to be experimenting with the Smackdown ones. Not today. But 3 villagers coming forward. And you're right, Kaiser. This is not going to be a water play. He's going to plop down a forward war hut. And we're going to see him possibly go with that Puma Mace Rush you were talking about.
Right. And you can see Luke Tom aged up at 4 minutes, which is 1 villager later than the regular Aztec age up. Because of that TP, and he's also not really getting his wood for the Waha just yet, so it's gonna delay his rush a little bit, but he will get more XP in. Although XP is not that valuable for Aztecs because they already get so much XP anyway. But well, the Kickass has directly spotted that Waha and starts sieging it down. Typical Luke Tom. Yeah, this time he used a proper word for it.
Yeah, he should have just said sec bath. It would have been brilliant. Speaking of which, though, I think
Yeah.
I'm going to use this opportunity to do that actually as well. So, Kaiser, you're in charge. I'll see you in a moment.
All right, see you then. Yeah, so Kickass just found directly the Wahad. He's gonna siege it down a little bit, and he's gonna be up slightly late, which is kind of normal since he went for a TP on top, and that TP on Baja California that Germany got is not exactly insane. You get your 2 settler wagons kind of late, so it's kind of normal that Kickass is gonna be aged up at like 445 or something instead of the ideal 430. But yeah, that's a decent start for Kickass, and he's gonna wall up. Oh, he used the pose. That's borderline cheating, to be honest. He just used the pose to wall up his base. I don't know if you guys can see it because Interjection is not moving the camera right now, but he's just walled up a big part of his base and deleted the pillars and got a really nice wall because Luke Tom was in the toilets. So that's interesting. He's starting with a stable though, so I'm not convinced that wall makes much sense. I feel like if you build a wall, you might as well go for crossbows, but
I've returned.
Uh,
How long's the
all
game
right.
been live? Have I missed much?
Nah, you've missed like 30 seconds, maybe. You've missed Kickass walling up during the pause, by the way. Like, he just got that nice wall up when the game was paused.
Fair enough. Well, that's your punishment
And
for going during a game. You give your opponent time to do something. Mace have arrived, though.
right.
Looks like he's gone with the 10 Mace Halton shipment to start with, but this wall nicely protecting his villagers. And Settler Wagons, they don't care, do they? They've got lots of HP. But Puma now, first 5 do come, and the wall, that does care. The Pumas are going to go through that pretty quick, especially since he's starting with a stable, and it's quite far away from his TC there. I wonder if they can even reach the units.
I'm really not a fan of this from Kickass. First, the wall makes kind of no sense if you're going for Ulan. Like, what does the wall do? It's good if you have crossbows behind, but right now I'm not convinced it does anything. And then also, yeah, that stable is sort of out of position here. Like, why would you make a wall if you make your stable next to the wall? The stable could be here behind the wall. But yeah, anyway, he's got some Ulans out. He lost a veal. That looks like a pretty good pressure so far from Luktam. He's getting 2 houses down and also denying a little bit of coin gathering on the coin mine earlier. I'm not sure. Oh, Kika's got 8 bows on the way for sure. Look at the population.
Yeah.
So
There they are.
yeah, they're coming. So, but Luke is spotting them, so he's gonna be able to go back. And the thing is that Ulans are so low HP. They can't really snare Pumas because a Puma kills a Ulan in 3 hits. Look at that. It just died instantly. So, look, Kickass is going to scare Luktam away, but he's not really going to be able to catch him.
Yeah, he's, for the time being, with the 8 crossbowman shipment, has sent him away, but he's lost 2 houses and quite a lot of HP on the stable as well. Going to have to replace those houses there. I really like his decision to go for the houses rather than the stable, because you sort of force your opponent to continue training cavalry, which your units are really strong against, as we sort of witnessed. Crossbows coming forward, they're trying to get the Pumas off the stable. He still wants to keep it up. That Settler Wagon could go down here. Ulans, though, oh! Don't do that, Ulans. Don't go there. But there's a lot of mace here. I don't think that... Yeah, he needs something. Really not very many crossbowmen.
3 dubs, they're not going to do much. Like, it's too late. Now he's wasting in the Pumas, and the maces can snipe the doppels.
But they do get onto the Coyote runners there, which was a couple of really nice swings for him. But Pumas have found their way onto the Ulans again. Let's see if the Minutemen can sort of block them, but there's hardly any Ulan left to deal with the Mace Halt, and they've all gone down here, and now it's just a couple of Minutemen versus Mace. But actually...
Well, the Minutemen do great against Pumas. They have a multiplayer, so they did clean up the Pumas quite convincingly.
That went much better than I expected it to for Kickass.
Yeah, Luktam kind of mismicroed, to be honest. He didn't focus it.
It's fine, it's fine.
But that's a big batch of Pumas coming in now. I'm not sure how... Did he forget about some? I think he's got some AFK Pumas during the fight, because there's no way he can bring like 10 Pumas now when he didn't ship any, right? So he must have got like 5 AFK Pumas during the fight.
Right, and that's
a little bit unfortunate.
That definitely helped out Kickass here, and doing a good job of controlling his villagers. None of them have died yet. In fact, he's lost 1, but that's okay. The thing is, he's losing a lot of the houses, and that's what Puma are really good at. Settler Wagon. That was a villager, actually, but it's okay. But 20 units inside this TC, all belled up. And look at that, a massive batch of Puma Spearmen entering the fray. These houses are not long for this world. Sending the Settler Wagons out just to sort of distract him, perhaps.
And the problem is that most of the players went for a quite all-in build order. I mean, Kickass did get 3 Settler Wagons, which, by the way, he might regret now. He might have wanted another card maybe instead. But then he went for his unit shipments. And equally, Aztecs shipped every single unit shipment he's got. But the problem is that this hurts Germany much more than it hurts Aztecs. Because Aztec's got so much XP with the TP and the Wire Priest, he doesn't mind shipping all his units that much. He can still ship 5 years after that, 600 wood, whatever, and just set up for the mid-game. But Germany is out of unit shipments now, and honestly, Luktam could have right-clicked TC and he would have won the game right now. Like, there's nothing for Germany. He's got no units. He's got no military building. He's got no unit shipment. He's got no Minutemen. He's got nothing. So Luktam could have totally right-clicked the TC with all these Pumas. But he gave a little bit of time to Germany, and now Germany is going to age up. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this is going to go. Will the TC go down before unit shipment comes? Will a unit shipment even be enough to defend that? I think Aztec just won.
Yeah, and that I don't even think that TC is going to go up in
Yeah.
time. He's going up with the slow politician by the looks of it. The Sergeant
No,
at
it's
Arms.
fast. I think it's fast.
It's the Sergeant at Arms, so it is indeed not fast. It's going to be.
Wait, what?
It's not
Oh,
the.
yeah.
It's not the Exiled Prince. So I think this TC is going to go down. Yeah, for sure, going to go down. And now that is surely GG.
Yeah, I don't know why he's going with a fast age when he's got a shipment ready and he needed to just be up as soon as possible. Yeah, that's GG.
Yeah, I think the Sergeant at Arms, it's been a while. I think it's the guy that gives you 3 dops, but you actually get 4 dops. So it is a slightly improved politician on the 215 coin OP. That's a pretty good start for sure. It's probably not why he lost, but it does certainly give you a lot of extra units. But maybe he was just trying to get some extra value out of that. He thought, if you're behind, you have to take risks. Go up with a politician that gives you some units and hopefully have enough time to get there. But Kickass not going to let that, pardon me, Tom not going to let that happen. And it does look like that the series will be evened up 1-1.
Yeah, and yeah, to be fair, 4 doppels is pretty scary. Like 4 doppels popping right in the army, especially when your opponent doesn't expect it. Because how would you expect 4 dops to randomly pop from the TC when your opponent is up, right? You've never seen that before. So that could have been, like, if he got more time, that double pop could have been clutch. But yeah, it was just not realistic. Like, he didn't have time to age, so that's just a brutal end for this game. And we can see there's one big fight on the military graph, which Aztecs won, and then no more units for Germany, and that's GG.
It did go really, really well, actually. Like, that fight was much, much better for him than I sort of thought it would be. But Aztec still ultimately came out ahead, as you can see there. But let's head on out into the lobby. The next game will be on New England. And the score is 1-1, so still early days, very even so far. And Look Tom will now have to pick his civilization first. So let's hop into the game lobby.
Oh, New England is gonna be interesting. I guess we're gonna see some Otto. I know Luke Tom plays Otto. I'm not sure if Kickass does. I think Kickass plays Pain though.
And both civs there, very good on New England, as we know. They enjoy the trading posts here. Look, Tom will have to pick first. But if you both go, one takes Otto and the other picks Spain, you sort of have to share the trading posts. Like, ATP becomes sort of a lot worse when you're both going for the trading posts. Like, up against Ottoman, they're going to be contesting them too. But actually, British coming out, so maybe that won't matter. No, he will play Ottoman.
Well, ATP is one of the reasons why Spain is good at this map, but you can use ATP in other matchups, but against Otto, you don't really need ATP. You can just be fine just making dogs and denying the trading post, and then you can just go for an FF regardless of ATP, because Spain does pretty well against Otto overall. It's a close matchup, and the A-bus boat thing, it doesn't do that well against Spain because they get the falconets and the lancers and that kind of stuff. So I think even without ATP, Spain is fine here.
Yes.
Or you could also ship ATP and train dogs and make sure you just totally deny the TP line. I mean, let's face it, in this matchup, Otto might even lose his explorer directly in H1 to the dog and the Spanish explorer. So, but it's France, in fact. He can't. Yeah. No, Kickass won with France. Right?
Yeah, so France will not be an acceptable response to the Ottoman here. He's going to have to
I
pick
told
with...
you they really like friends. Like they really like to play with their friends,
They
for sure.
really like France. Okay, he's landed on Germany. And we will be getting into
Yeah.
this. It will be Kickass playing Germany against Luke Tom as the Ottomans on New England here.
Are you ready?
Ottoman, as we've talked about, is a civ that likes trading posts and is pretty good at grabbing them. He gets one early on in the Discovery Age, and indeed, Ottoman are pretty good at holding trading posts as well, since they can go for that pretty solid colonial aggression. I expect Ottoman to do well on this map, but Kickass playing as the Germans... By no means a bad civ here either. And perhaps,
Yeah.
you know, Germany wanting to get a trading post every game will just be annoying for Ottomans. We'll see how it goes. Here he is, the Ottoman, pardon me, Germans, Kickass, in the bottom of the map in the color teal, playing as the Germans here. Everything all right?
Do you want to go with this, or I mean, what do we do? Is this coin spawn acceptable? Because there's one right in the middle, and then, well, red has one less gold mine.
Yeah, let's
He's got
read.
only 2, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've seen much better. I actually spawned so with the new EP we got New England. I spawned New England like 10 times because Garges made some alterations to the map, and like every single time I spawned it, the gold mines positionings were just so perfect. There was 3 on both sides every time, and they all looked exactly equidistant from each other in this symmetrical form. It was beautiful. But this is a really, you know, there's still kind of 3 on each side, although this third one is sort of in the middle. Let's head on out and get into the next one. I've seen much better spawns. The new England is actually really quite good for gold mine spawns, and that seemed like an anomalous spawn. So we won't bother. Admin re. And
All right.
we'll try it again.
Yeah, and well, about that matchup, it's usually a fine matchup for Germany, but on this map, I don't know, because the gold mines, even if they do get a better coin spawn, they're pretty far. The second gold mine is quite far on New England, so I don't know how good this is for Germany, really.
Yeah, okay. So that could be a concern. And generally, New England, quite a low coin map, and Germany, they do quite like a lot of coin. Thankfully, that is alleviated slightly. In the previous version of New England, it was possible to spawn with only 2 gold mines on both sides plus your starting mine, but in this one you always get 3 gold mines plus your starting mine, as well as obviously the one on the island. This spawn is much better. This is exactly what I was talking about. So there is that. Just want to address someone in the chat saying same maps, yes, although that will not be the case going forward. These are just the overlays we have available today, and new maps will be on the cards. In fact, we can play any map. Smackdown is not limited by rules or map pools or anything at all, so suggest the maps. We could even play on Caribbean, Ceylon, whatever you like. Or maybe some more serious maps as well. Probably a mix of the two, actually, given that it's Smackdown after all. But spawning in the south of the map, in the color red, we do indeed have Luke Tom playing as the Ottomans. Explorer coming forward to build a trading post. And I like his pathing. He's gone, as you can see from here, through the middle. Perhaps he finds some sheep. There is a white blob here. There's a sheep there. Doesn't pick it up, but he knows it's there. He can go back for it later. He's going to slam that down there. Looks like, though, Germany was trying to get that TP, as we could hear from the the sneaky shot just as he walks by. I guess he knows he's not going to get a pass, given the travois is right here. But Kickass also going for a trading post. There it is. It was, by the looks of it, a 200 wood start. And here he is, playing as the Germans.
Yeah, and that wood start is definitely really good for Germany. Luke should be able to get a mosque from the extra wood here, although he's saving the wood, so I'm not sure what he wants to do with it. But anyway, it's no match for that TP from Germany. Like, having the H1 TP as Germany, especially against Otto, is really good. You expect your TP to be sieged down in early colonial, right, against Otto most of the time. So it really sucks when you just like build your TP at 3 or 4 minutes in transition, and then it just gets sieged down at like 5 or 6 minutes by some Jans, and then you got like 200 or 300 XP from it max, so I don't know how much.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad. And now he's just getting so much XP already in H1. So that's just really good for Germany in this matchup, especially in this matchup. Then again, we'll have to see what Otto does. The fact that Otto did not build a mosque, which is very surprising because the mosque is very efficient. It's actually more efficient than a trading post since it costs half a trading post, but it gives you more than half of the XP. So the fact that he didn't build that mosque makes me feel like Luke is gonna go for something probably quite all-in, where he wants to keep the wood for something else.
Okay, we'll see what he has in mind. But both players have gotten 90 food, and Kickass also getting 90 gold on top of that as well. No, pardon me, look, Tom getting 90 gold on top of that, the Germany, the Ottoman player. So he's slightly ahead, it looks like, in age 1. But yeah, I'm interested to see what he has in mind for that wood. As you said, it gives you 0.7 XP per second, which makes it more efficient than a trading post slightly. But a bit of a unit, an explorer fight here, and the Ottoman explorer. I think this is worse for Ottoman than it is for Germany, because Otto losing his explorer or getting a very low HP explorer means it's going to be harder to build the rest of the trading posts.
I think it's fine as long as he's up in time. That's why he's taking the fight. He actually took the fight. Like, Luke Tom was really aggressive here. He went on to snare the German explorer, even if he had less HP on his explorer. But that's because he expects to be aged up, and then he gets his 100 HP earlier and also some extra attack earlier. So you see now he's like sort of buying time, going back, and I expect him to turn back like right now or really soon to fight. I hope he does at least.
Yeah.
Because he will win the fight once he's up. Because Germany is going to be up like so much later, and you can see now he's turning and fighting. So I think that was actually a really smart move from Luke Tom here.
Yeah, he's going to get that HP boost upon aging.
Just fight. Just fight. Why are you...
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, yeah, you see, he has to get on out of there whilst, you know, and actually, yeah, this is really smart, you're right, because German explorers tied up over here. As we know, Germany have no other scouting units, and that means this barracks can go down, and it's not going to be scouted by anything, and Kickass is not going to know that is there.
Okay, I'm telling you, we have to expect a lot of poses during this series. I hope you're ready.
Okay.
Because they boss like to pose a lot.
Lots of baths.
Are you ready?
Yeah, they're very clean people.
I see. That's right. Yeah, but both players going up with the Quartermaster. Ottoman up very, very quickly. Not going to be making use of that new Philosopher Prince Politician, which is much easier to make use of with Ottoman than it is any other Civ, just because you don't have to wait for your Vils to finish training before getting it. It doesn't change any of the timings for Ottoman, whereas it might with other Civs. But going to stick with the 400 wood Politician. It is very, very high value. And with that wood, we see that barracks going down, and indeed a couple of houses as well. But is going to be starting with 5 Janissaries as his very first shipment. No wood crates, nothing like that. Just meaty Jans getting into it immediately, and we can see units in queue also Jans. So I imagine these 5 will get up here just as these 5 are being created, and then he can push with 10 Jans very quickly. And Kickass is going to be starting with a stable here. So not the best unit, Olans, against Musketeers, but that is what he's doing, and they have to make it work.
I would essentially almost never start Cav as Germany against Otto. You usually either FF or you make crossbows. I don't see what Kickass is gonna do here against Jans with Ulans. Like, one Vil going down. Also, we have to say that this explorer died just when the German explorer was about to die. The age up came in. He had like literally 5 HP, and then in fact the German explorer was able to kill the Ottoman explorer. Although I don't think it matters too much because Luke Tom is going for Jan Rush. He's shipping 5 Jan and 3 Haas, and he's not going to take any TP anytime soon. And when he does, he will have the explorer back up anyway, so it's not a big deal.
The classic Master Sergeant Jan Rush, single Rex.
Yeah.
5 Jans followed by 3 Hussars, but it works at all levels. It's not a bad strat. It is very all in though. But so far, he's making it work. He's killed off a house, but here comes Minutemen with a batch of 8 crossbows and a couple of Ulans as well. And that's going to be enough, along with a TC fire, to get some damage done. And that's why starting with a stable is sort of okay, even if you're not a super huge fan of it. Minutemen and crossbows going to push that back. And now, look, Tom is going to have to retreat until he has some more units.
It's only okay because the 3 Haas were not actually, like, fighting there. I don't know what they were doing. But I think with the 3 Haas, Luke Tom could have cleaned this up. And if you lose your 8 bows and your Minutemen as Germany and you have only a stable, you're in big trouble because you have no way to get any infantry. I mean, besides like the 3 Dobbs, but they're not very useful against Giants. And now you see Luke Tom, now he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do the same mistake. Now I'm gonna find your stuff with my Huss, and your Minutemen should be quite low HP.
Yeah. To answer your
it's
question,
like cats and mice here.
Oh, but look, these Cougars. This is no good.
Oh no, he triggered a treasure. And
get out of there. Oh god, oh no. Go away, Cougar. Go away, Cougar. Oh, it's gone, but not before
so bad.
The Luke Tom. Oh no, that went horribly for him. And the Cav gonna follow up and now gonna have to suffer the no infantry problem that you were talking about. That is absolutely terrible. 3 dots to arrive.
That's popping, but not popping right on the... Oh no, that's so sad. So now he's got 3 useless Dobbs, because realistically, these Dobbs would do some damage if they pop right on top of the units, but now there's no way they're going to connect with the Giants. Like, they're just going to get hit and run. And so what do you do now as Germany? Like, you got nothing. You don't have a barracks. You don't have, like, any more 8 bow shipment or Minutemen. I don't know. You're losing bills as well. Like, it's... yeah, it's kind of GG. I mean, what do you do here? I don't know. I guess you try to raid with your Friolans and you try to sneak in a barracks somewhere. He's got a lot of useless gold right now, so he's gonna buy wood with it and hopefully build a barracks. Yeah, there it goes down. So he might be, if he can get some crossbows, he might be okay-ish. He's got the 3 Dobbs as well to cover them from the 3 Hussars.
Yeah.
But as soon as Otto gets a follow-up, that's a real problem now. I mean, yeah, okay, he didn't totally die to the all-in pressure, but now what do? Otto is going to get a full stagecoach, or he's going to get a second building. We see a stable here and a bunch of Huss, and then what do you do from here as Germany? You're just going to be outmassed big times. And it's going to be very tough for Germany to do anything about it now. And
yeah, but look,
we'll see,
Kaiser, Kickass, he has gotten a bit of extra time because look, I think he had quite a lot of chance there, and perhaps he could have stayed, kept all the vills belled up. There was no barracks down, and you know what a couple of Dops and some units going to do? Keep streaming in units, and all you have to do is deal with TC fire. But instead, he's going to leave Kickass alone for a bit. So maybe this is the opportunity he needs to get those crossbows out that you were saying. Look what he has done. He's come and killed the trading post. It's given him a bit of time. Yes, he's going to get the stagecoach and all 4 TPs, and that's going to be really good for the Ottoman, but it has given him a slight breather. And if we look at units in queue, we do see no crossbowmen, so that's not not validating my point at all. Actually, it looks like what Kickass is doing is trying to go to the Fortress Age, which maybe is fair enough. He wants to get skirmishes.
He's losing a Veil though, and another Veil, but he's gonna try to age, which is just really, really ballsy. I don't know. These Giants are gonna be able to do so much damage. I mean, Germany will be able to age up somehow, but although he needs some food too, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he just queue some? He should stop making Veils. Like, if he makes Veils, he's never gonna reach Fortress at this point. Like, he needs to just keep the food to age. And he can sell his villager right now. He realized it. And he's buying some food. Gonna try to age up. Okay, that's fine. He will reach the Fortress age. But then what? I mean, Otto is gonna get a stagecoach. He has a stagecoach, actually. And then he will build the remaining trading post. And meanwhile, he's just sieging down, like, so much stuff. And idling so much. And Kickass is not even trying to gather his gold crates. He should really pop some settler wagons now and try to gather it.
Yeah.
But it's essentially
Cav,
GG.
though, they could get stuck here. The Ulans might be able to catch them, and there's some Dops nearby, and that's kind of what he needs. Just look Tom to bleed out units for free. If these Huss get killed, that would be really good. And there's not so many Jans here. The TC I don't know, but there's no units coming. There's no shipments coming. Maybe it is enough. But, TC does quite a lot of damage, and the Jans don't have, like, super high siege.
Yeah, I mean, well, they have a fine siege, but I believe in it if just Kickass would gather his gold, right? But he wasn't gathering it. If he was aging, I would say, yeah, okay, maybe he has a way to still win this game, but he's not even trained to age,
Yeah,
so...
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
the game feel alive, but I think
I
Kickass
know.
realizes that he can't get that gold. It's just too hard to gather it, and he can't get the age up in queue. And even if he did, the TC would probably go down. It's GG, and I think what was keeping him alive there was he was hoping to get those cavalry that I was talking about. He didn't, and then when he didn't, decided, okay, that's it. GG. That Cougar, man, that was really, oh dear, the medicine man.
Yeah.
The healer over there.
I think Germany was already in a rather bad spot at this point, but losing the crossbows and the Minutemen was just really, really huge.
Yeah.
Was really too much. He couldn't come back after that.
You can see here, Minutemen and Crossbow, they arrive at the same time, and we saw him get repelled, and it sort of equals out, but then a bit later on, it's these Cougars that... not good. Not a great example of Age of Empires 3, and two German games in a row where it kind of just panned out in the exact sort of same way.
That might be just because there was this small explorer battle there, and Kickass was not able to scout the forward barracks, and it cost him a lot. Because maybe if he did scout it, he would have maybe gone for barracks, which would have been much better against this Jan Rush. And just one thing I want to say: if you look at the resources graph, like Otto is so ahead because of all the idle time, despite going for the most all-in build you can do as Otto, right? Just shipping units, not even crates, not getting a stagecoach, not even getting a second TP until really late in the game. And despite that, Otto is just outgathering so much. So it's just a very sad game for Kickass here.
Yeah. Stagecoach really, really strong. But next up will be Thar Desert. And that's, I would say, quite a change of pace, but the games we've been seeing are quite fast and dirty anyway. Thar Desert usually is just going to be more of the same. Look, Tom playing China here. Okay.
Yeah, because Luke has to pick first, but he can't be Aztecs anymore. So that's one good thing for Kickass. And China is weird. Without a TP, without livestock, I don't see what would make you want to pick China here, but maybe it's just a comfort pick. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it's a Civ look and knows how to play, and that's sort of why he's picked it. Half the time, that is, half the battle playing Civs or having a Civ pool. But Kickass is going to be playing as the British, and that makes a lot more sense on the Thar Desert, although your hunts do seem to run out pretty quick under your TC, so it's not like China is out of the woods just yet.
No, but
it's not like he's playing, say, Russia.
Nah, but I think it's also a counter pick because Brits are known to be quite strong against China, and it's even better for Brits against China when there's no TP, because you can essentially stream units in their base because you rely on your eco and they rely on shipments, and without a TP, it's going to be very hard for China to hold the British rush or just even colonial mass of units.
Yeah, we'll have to see how or what he has in mind. But China, here he is in the bottom of the map in the color blue. And obviously it's not a trading post game. There are no TPs. So let's see what Look Tom has in mind. I'm wondering, I'm hoping perhaps that there's something colonial, but usually not the case as China. Immediately going to go for 55 coin, though I suppose that is a pretty good treasure to start with. But his opponent, the British, here he is in the north of the map in the color teal. Nice wood map, he says.
Yeah, the trees are really far on this map. It's actually, I don't think it's worth a rehost unless you want to, but you see like these trees here are right next to Kickass TC, while Luktam has to chop all the way down here. So that's a lot of walking time, but it's the map is this way.
Yeah, I think I would restart for the New World Championships if that's the case. That seems pretty rubbish. I'm just thinking, what would I do in the LAN finals or the LAN itself?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure in the finals would be a big problem. Also, just before we rehost, just want to say that I actually dislike going 5 coin treasure because it's sort of irrelevant for China, and you just want to find the big wood treasures on the map directly. You want to start scouting this kind of treasure. So I kind of dislike China didn't go out and he just went for that 55 gold, but it doesn't matter since we're gonna rehost anyway.
Yeah, that was a particularly bad spawn for the for Thar Desert. Often the trees are far away, and people complain about that. But it's that really was far away. That was not ideal at all.
Yeah, and I mean usually it's far away for boss players, which can be unfair in some matchups because in some matchups one player wants wood and the other doesn't. But here it was just blatantly unfair because Kickass had trees right under his TC. So.
All right. Perez saying he wanted to see Russia. Not the case here. Russia and India, pretty good civs. Not going to see either of those from these guys.
Luke can play India. I wonder why he's going China and not India here. But we'll see if he has some sort of plan. Maybe he's just going to rush.
Maybe.
Like,
pull something out of the bag.
Interesting.
I mean, if you haven't got the widest civ pool, you do at some point have to try some funky stuff with some civs that you're not so good with, and hope for the best. And maybe that just do it sooner rather than later on a map where he thinks it might work. He can play India later. We've got Deccan coming up after this. India's pretty good there, and indeed Pampas Sierras later on in the series as well, as you can see. But it will be Thar Desert, and it will be British versus China. Attempt number 2 here. The score is 1-2. And this, I think, looks better, judging from the minimap. We'll get into it in just a moment. But yes, this is game number 4 in a best-of-9 series. Spawning on the top of the map in the color red, we do indeed have Look Tom playing as the Chinese. Wood, much closer to his base this time. And British also has trees that are not too far, about the same distance. So
yeah, I think that's fine.
This is okay. Such is the way of this map. Your trees do not start next to your TC. You do have to walk a bit, and that's how it goes. 55 coin, going to pick that up right away. Particularly good for Crackshot and native friendship ability civs. That treasure there. Going to pick it up really, real quick. And going to start with the market. I think that's tipped him over the edge for hunting dogs. It's really, really juicy and quite attractive to get hunting dogs when you have that nice coin treasure, isn't it? So market going down there, and indeed the manor house. I particularly like the market starters, Brits, as you can get gang sword during transition. Whereas if you go for 2 manas, you can't do that quite so easily. So there is that to consider as well. But yes, look, Tom, going to be starting with a village there. And let's take a look at the treasures that they've gotten so far. Look, Tom got 30 coin, which isn't quite so good. Has come across 40 food. But they're going to be looking for those big, big wood treasures that spawn on this map. Kickass does come across some coin. It's not a bad one to get. But let's take a look at the map, Kaiser. Where are they? There's a 50 wood there. Let's take a look around. Here's one. So that's one of the big boys to look out for. And then the other is over here. Usually you get 2. So 85 wood and indeed 90 wood on the map. Those are the points to look out for.
Yeah, it's actually every single spawn. I don't think I've ever seen this map spawn without the 90 wood and the 85 wood. And I think you also always get that 60 food as well. And that's basically the 3 relevant treasures. Everything else is sort of a bit rubbish on this map.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be probably a point of contention between these players. I think they're going to, at some point, they're going to boss meet each other on the top, because it's going to take, even if Luktom does find a wood treasure now, it's going to take him a long time to take all of these 3 treasures. So I think they might just join each other there and fight at some point.
All right.
But for the moment, Kickass is just scouting this. Well, that's really a desert, right?
Yeah, it really is quite barren. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
But
so that's a little bit unfortunate for him.
He is going to get the 85 wood treasure, and that's not going to be contested by British. but he's not seen the other wood treasure just yet. We know it's very nearby, but he's not scouted it with either. So it's not like he's going to go right to it just yet. There is time for the British player to get up over there and contest it. But normal things happening so far. Both players going to be, oh dear, Kickass switching a lot of vills over to wood. Oh, right, he's got the age up in queue, of course. It's just because Look Tom only has 400 food and is quite a way away. British going up quite quickly here with 16 villages.
Yeah, he's going for the regular age up with hunting dogs because it was a coin start, I believe, and he's got this, what was it, 55 coin. So essentially, Kickass could just buy wood and get hunting dogs and a manor house, and he maybe had to mine. No, he didn't even have to mine any gold. So that was basically a free hunting dogs. It's just really good. And now, oh, is he going to start the treasure? No.
No, he's just going to get a few pot shots in on that disciple,
Oh.
but does have to be careful and avoid the monk. He cannot be getting snared. Looks like though.
Oh, he's getting. Oh, he got him, and then he just went away.
Ah.
Okay, because that's something I want to talk about. In this place here, it's like there's the hills, right? And when your explorer is going downhill, it's running faster, and when his explorer is going uphill, it's running slower. So you actually, even if you shouldn't be able to, your explorer can actually snare the opponent's explorer. It's something you get on every map, but obviously on this map with all the dunes everywhere, you always get snared if you don't have more distance between the explorers than you usually need, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of extra leeway than usual.
Right.
British now up to the colonial age there. I thought he was going up fast with the new philosopher prince politician that costs slightly less, but not the case. Going up with the governor, 200 gold and an outpost wagon, and that's going to come quite far forward. You can see here in the center of the map almost, right next to this coin mine and indeed the stable. So starting with a forward stable there and intending to be sort of aggressive with cavalry in the middle of the map here.
Yeah, and having the tower makes it more viable, because if you don't have the tower, it's a little bit scary. You never know, like China could just ship 9 pikes and siege down your stable, but with the tower it means you can ship 6 musketeers in there directly and defend your stable, and it also of course does some damage as well. So I kind of like this play from Kickass. Like you said, the 400 food age up is better, but realistically I don't think they're gonna use the new age ups. Unfortunately, I think they're just playing really safe. I don't know if they're even really aware of the new politicians so much. I think they're just going to keep using the regular ones.
They do know. I pointed it out to them in a PM on ESOC, so they're aware of them. But yeah, that's the whole point. The point of Smackdown is that those are new options. It's not to change the existing ones. I want players to be able to continue using all the standard stuff that they're used to. It doesn't change any of the builds or timings or anything at all. It just introduces new ones. That was the intention, and it's clearly working because they're not so strong that you're forced to go with them even if you don't know how they work. I think everything is working as intended here. And you know, Smackdown, we see a lot of crazy stuff because of the new options, the wacky formats we do, but we also see a lot of normal stuff, and that's exactly how I want it to be. We want to embrace Age of Empires 3, how it's played normally, but also from time to time do funky stuff as well. But is going to be starting with a couple of hussars, or 3 actually, that he got out of his stable, and not going to get too much done there, just sort of brushing past his opponent. Doesn't find any villagers to kill. It's often very hard to kill villagers when you're up against China because of all of the villages that they can garrison in.
Oh, but here
he might.
Nah, yeah, no, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, and China is playing colonial. We didn't really mention it, but it's kind of important since, well, obviously, usually China goes FF, and here he decided to just stay colonial for a bit. I'm not sure if it's going to be some sort of semi-FF or just like an all-in colonial timing or something. I'm not sure also because he just built a consulate and allied to the British, but he did not ship 300 export, which is a little bit weird because it's right now he paid 200 wood and 100 export to just get 10% HP on his units, which is not super relevant when you have so few of them.
Yeah.
So usually you would expect him to just ship 300 export, because then you pay only 25 export for the alliance.
Yeah, it's a much cheaper
And
alliance, isn't it, as well? It's not just
yeah,
300 X.
and also you don't just build 200 wood for nothing. You also get the red codes out of it. So that's just slowing him down a little bit. I really dislike it, because you see he's trying to push now, and I just imagine, like, if he had 6 red coats instead of 9 pikes in there, how much better it would be. Because the redcoats would help a lot against musketeers and hussars,
Yeah, but
while the pikes are just sort of rubbish.
okay, so there are things that could have been done differently, but either way, he has got quite a lot of
Yeah.
pikemen there and some Chokanu as well. Those cav, they're not wanting to get stuck in, pardon me, because of the pikes, but there's also a lot of muskets. +5 is going to attack with the hussars to keep these units pinned down, does force the pikemen to come back a bit, and maybe, sending a few back here. And as a result of that, the musks are now in range. So the cav being useful here, trying to keep these units nearby. But there's a lot of British units here. Is now he's trying to get out of here. Couple more units entering the fray for China.
Yeah, and I think Kickass did quite a good job at microing, actually, while Luke Tom didn't do that good of a job. So I think that was a pretty good trade for Kickass. Not only a good trade because he killed some units, but also because, well, he defended. I mean, look at his build order: 700 wood, 5 hill, 600 wood. It's the dream for Brits. If you can get away with it, it's just really good. Like, you get a huge eco. Although, that being said, he doesn't have that many manors. I'm not sure why, but still, Brits is quite ahead. He got a good trade. China just shipped 8 crossbows now, but he doesn't even feel comfortable pushing just yet, just because he got pushed back. Or is he going to push again? Maybe, but realistically, I think China already sort of missed his window here, and
yeah, it's not looking good for China. He actually
he
has
has
not
a
killed
second
a
shot
single unit. British has not lost anything
Yeah.
except 1 villager. So it wasn't even like you said it was a good trade for British. It wasn't even a trade. He just picked up a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah,
Does
it was
kill
just
another
free
villager
kills.
there, but Hussar's now coming in. He's going to pull the pikes forward to handle that. Maybe here he can get some more work done, but 20 musks against 23 Chokanu. It's not looking so good. There's a lot more British stuff in terms of power here. The units are just stronger and more expensive. Really going to get stuck into a fight. And these pikes, they're up against the muskets. They're sort of on the wrong side there. They do finally get over to the correct side, but good reaction from Kickass, pulls the cavalry away. And now, look, he does not want to stay here, but he's sort of forced to every time the cav come back in. Pikeman going to take even more shots from the muskets. He wants to get them out of there, but the pikes baiting him to stay. There he is, and the muskets get some more shots as he turns around to fight them there. Pikes all gone. Thankfully, cav all gone as well, and the Chokanus will be able to escape, but reinforcing batch of cavalry.
Yeah, he could have gone in with that batch, but he's probably afraid of something popping, which is understandable. But yeah, well, I mean, again, Brits is in a really good spot just because it's Brits against China in H2, right? Like, you can't win the late colonial as China against Brits. There's no way. But that trade was probably the best China could hope for. I think this time it went kind of okay. If we check units lost, there's nine hussars and 8 musketeers dead.
Yeah.
As well as 1 extra villager, 4, well, some extra crossbow pike for sure, but it wasn't as bad as the first exchange. But still, the timer is the clock is ticking for Luke Tom here, because he's got just so much less eco. He's using up his unit shipments, but soon he will not have anything else. He will have still the 300 export, but and now also we get to the point where Brits start shipping these unit upgrades, and he's got the musketeer attack in, and very soon the British army is going to be very scary. China is going to run out of hunts, and it's going to be very ugly for China if he doesn't manage to win a fight very soon. And well, these crossbows do a really good job at killing the musketeers. Let's face it.
Yeah, and now he's got redcoats out as well from the consulate. But behind this, it's also Kickass getting stronger. As you said, he sent the upgrade to the musketeer attack Steppy Riders on the Hussars. We all know who's going to win that. Hussars very, very strong, and even getting a couple of musks up in the face of those units. The remaining Huss pulling 3 off onto the crossbows. Muskets of Red going into hand combat to try and deal with that. But big reinforcing batch of Hussar coming in, and yes, look, Tom says GG. And it looks like Kickass is going to even the series up. It's been a string of very, perhaps, well, not super even games, but it has been, it is an even series.
Yeah. The Redcoats were a little bit out of position at the end, and yeah, it was just... Yeah, it's a very even series, but we've seen a lot of one-sided games, even though the series is overall even. I think only game 1 was close, actually.
Yeah, I guess, you know, France being their sort of strongest civ, that makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
France still available for Tom, so he can still play that.
Yeah, that's also something we have to remember. Tom can still play France, and Kickass has to pick first now. So, yeah, well, it's a close series anyway. It's probably going to be down to who can play his weaker civs better. You know, like there's going to be some matchups where they're maybe not super comfortable with, and it's going to be interesting for sure.
The chat saying the arrow shadows are really cool. It looks like they've got boomerangs. Yeah, funny. But
wait, who's got boomerangs?
There are no boomerang. No one has boomerangs. but the oh my goodness, hot damn! How to Talk Please Help is gifting 10 subscriptions to the community. Thank you very much.
Nice.
How to Talk Please Help. I would help you talk. But yeah, thank you very much for that. Welcome everybody, and congratulations, you have been selected. Who do I seal in there? Seal? I read Baby Seal, and I said, who do I seal in there? Well, Baby Seal. There you go. Ghost 007. Thank you very much. Good stuff. That's what we like to see. At the moment, thank you. It is you guys that are allowing us to keep bringing you these show matches. All the revenues being generated is going right back into prize pools at the moment. And this particular match will be $106. And that is because we're matching the Patreon.
Yeah, $106 being quite a nice prize pool for this match.
It's a good price, especially if you're in Brazil as well, like these guys.
Yeah, probably. So that's pretty nice. We have a bit of Portuguese there. Or is it Spanish? I suck at this.
Oh,
I think it's Spanish actually in Brazil, right? Or is it?
It's Portuguese.
Okay. So looks like he's gonna restart. I guess restarter means restart.
Yeah.
So...
good. Some random words chucked in there are quite similar to English, so we can translate for you. Yeah, he's restarting. The next map, though,
Yes.
after Thar Desert, will be Deccan.
Deccan, all right.
Deccan. Perhaps we will see Indian now. You were surprised that we hadn't seen it. You have IP checker.
Why?
He's joking. It's funny. He's restarting for sound.
That's
right now you get it.
Okay, yeah. Because of the...
Right.
Well, I mean, like they can just talk like in Brazilian, right? I mean, in Portuguese, so he knows who it is, right?
Yeah.
We don't. I guess it was just a joke, but with Kickass, you never know. So
it's funny. That's what it is, Kaiser.
Yeah.
All right. Next map will be Deccan, and perhaps we will see Look play India here. We know it's a civ that he's comfortable with, and we're surprised to have not seen it on the Thar Desert. Instead, he played China. That didn't go super well for him. But up next, yes, Deccan. Don't have Deccan. You do. It's in there.
Yeah.
towards the bottom after
Yes.
the... Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he's found it. All right. Yeah, Deccan, another interesting map for sure. And
Inter's going bald.
Portuguese.
Oh my... No, I'm not. That's just what is that? Jeez. That's the... I'm not going bald. You're wrong. You're wrong. I refuse to believe it. Fuck, that'd be awful, wouldn't it? I'm only 25. Jesus Christ. I'm not going bald. It's headphone hair, right? Like when you wear headphones all day long, your chat's just going to say, justify it to yourself however you like, aren't they? No, I'm refusing to believe it. I'm pretty sure it's just to do with the headphones. Oh, I had to dance earlier. I don't know. Is the moment past? Dance right now in my chair. Yeah, what was that? Here we go. It was the 500 bits earlier.
Are you gonna do it?
I just did it. I didn't get out my chair. Does that really count?
I'm the only person here who can't see it. So sad.
Oh, never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, getting into game number 5 in this best of 9 series between Kickass and Look Tom. It is the Brazilian showdown. Who is the best South American player? Yes, there we go. And indeed the best Brazilian player. Find out. It's a very even series so far. And we're going to be seeing Portuguese versus Dutch on Deccan here. No India. And this is, I think, the first time I've seen this matchup on this map during a sort of tournament series. I mean, this is not a tournament series. This is not the New World Championships. The qualifiers are done and dusted. But it might as well be. And this is quite unusual. I mean, ports, if you're going to play them, seems like a pretty solid map. But we've been seeing a lot of India, a lot of British, a lot of Japan on Deccan here. And yeah, what do you think of these two civs?
Yeah. I think ports do fine on Deccan. Like, Deccan is good for ports. They can get their TP easily, which is not something usually that you can do in H1 that easily. As Portuguese, they can get their market and everything. You know, ports are a little bit slow, and getting the extra crates help them a lot. But the reason why you usually don't see ports, I think, is something different. Ports are not a good sieve to pick first because they can get counterpicked by Brits, especially on Deccan, where Brits are very strong. And they can also get counterpicked by Dutch and probably by Germans and by some other civilizations. So usually you don't see Portuguese being picked first because we'll see how this goes, but it's quite a bit Dutch favored. And the other reason is that even if you are counterpicking, why would you counterpick with ports? Usually you got something better than ports to counterpick your opponent. So I think that's why we don't see it so much. But nonetheless, it is an interesting pick, and I think it is okay on this map.
Yeah.
And there is the potential for a stagecoach, which is going to help ports against Dutch for sure, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to win the matchup.
Shouldn't you dance for 10 subs? That's true. Yeah, I should have danced for 10 subs. But in the bit when they said, but when the bits were sent, they said I should dance, right? I don't know why I didn't. Whatever. Thank you very much, everyone, for the support. Okay, so you think that Dutch is a bit of a sort of stronger civ, perhaps, against ports, bit of a counter pick almost, and that's that's some good insight as to why we might not see ports so often. I'd really like to see Cazadors buffed a bit. I feel like they're a bit sad as a unit as well, and maybe that's another reason ports is just not. There's no like port players, right? There are Brit players, there's China players, there's people that like define themselves by a civ that they play. But is there really any port players?
Yeah,
Kinesi maybe.
There is Jabba. I don't know if you know him.
No.
He plays only ports basically, like really only ports. Kinesi plays a lot of ports. Breeze Brothers also plays mostly Portuguese.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not a very much played civilization.
All right, but both players now going up to the colonial age, and yeah, ATP, go on.
Yeah, and I wonder if ports could just go 10-10 here. It's a little bit out of fashion on EP because you get less food at start. You get one less food crate, so going for 10-10 is not as good as on RE. But on Deccan, I wonder if you could just go 10-10. I think you can, even on EP. And you can eat maybe one yak or something, maybe you just don't build your TP in H1, you just 10-10, you ship ATP first, and there you go. But instead, Kickass went for 12, which is also all right, I guess. But well, he shipped ATP, but this trading post was built already. And Luktom has identified the ATP with his envoy. You can see this envoy is a bit low HP because it got shot by the TP. And so he's reacting to that by building a second TP himself. So it means that Portuguese is going to be able to get only 2 TPs with the ATP card. And that's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, building 2 is really, really nice to sort of stop your opponent there. And the one that you mentioned that already was built before it came in, yeah, 2, only going to get 2. That's kind of a shame. But I think Raptica, if I'm saying it right, Rap coming in with $5. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. And Kickass, both players, indeed, up to the colonial age here. Town Center does come out and is going to be placed in the middle of the map there. That's a nice place for it. You're going to grab some forward map control next to these berries and the mine, and indeed all the hunts that are behind in between his main base and his new town center on Deccan here. Going to secure some forward hunts. And I think he thought about building a stable, and his opponent will have seen that. The envoy, I think, saw that stable foundation, but then he deleted it and placed a barracks instead. He's actually going to come back, so we'll see the barracks as well.
I don't think he clicked the foundations anyway, so I don't think the opponent could see it, but...
Okay, so maybe he didn't see the stable after all. Either way, he sees a barracks, he knows what's up.
He knows there's a racks going up, so he can react and build the racks himself. As Dutch, you kind of want to follow what your opponent does usually, because you don't have musketeers. So if you go for barracks and they go for cav, then you need to make pikes, and that's a little bit awkward sometimes. So usually you like to insert a stable with your own stable. And obviously if they go barracks, then you go for skirmishers, which is really nice. I think Kickass, I don't think he's going to want to be very aggressive to his opponent's base, but I think he maybe wants to train some musketeers to burn down the TPs here and make his ATP pay off. Like, just build these extra TPs to make that card pay off.
Yeah.
But 3 musks is not a lot of siege. I feel like 5 pikes, he could have got 5 pikes, right? I mean, he's floating a lot of wood, and the food for 3 musketeers is more than the food for 5 pikes. So he could have 5 pikes right now and just burning this down, and I think it would be better than 3 musks. But regardless, he's gonna get the TP down very slowly, but it will eventually go down. 3 skirms coming in from Luke as well. But there's a stable up now.
Well, you did say that the Dutch like to mirror what their opponent's doing. 3 musks, it only calls for 3 skirms. Something like that. Yeah, but I don't know if he can get this down now. Skirms, you know, they have a lot of range, and they're pretty good against muskets here. He's going to have to get out of there. Yeah. But we'll see. He'll have more units in queue. He's got a stable down as well. If we take a look at units in queue, there are hussars coming.
Luke does see the stable with his explorer, so he's gonna pull back his skirms now. I hope he repairs his TP. Yeah, he's repairing it to just buy more time, and he can snare with his explorer now to try to slow down the hussars and maybe save his skirmishers. It's not the end of the world if he loses 3 skirms, but he's adding a stable. I'm not sure what the plan is for Luktam here. He's shipping 700 gold, but he's got already 500 stacked. I guess he wants to go H3. Maybe he's gonna buy some food to age up faster. I'm not sure. Anyway, when Kickass is just sieging down this CP and it's still not down because the street skirms bought some more time and stuff, it's just giving so much time to Luktam to just age. So it's not looking super good for Kickass at this point.
Yeah, he's going to get the trading post line and another one, and he can get stagecoach and invest and stuff and have it on both sides like this one.
Oh.
But
he does have stagecoach, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a good eco going on there, although recalculated economic unit population is showing 41 for Dutch. So those banks really, really putting him quite far ahead. Obviously, Port says 2 TCs, so he'll catch up, and of course the trading post makes it a bit bigger than that. That really is quite high. Dutch have got a lot of villagers out. I guess he's got 4 banks, which is all 5 banks actually. So that's really, really nice. But yeah, Dutch has got the age up in. He's basically got that in for free for the reasons you mentioned. But at least he's now coming in with some cav. He does lose one there. I don't think he picked up any villages, but did force a few into the TC.
Yeah, and
he's going to finish off the route.
That 700 gold was maybe not needed for Dutch, but it's not a big deal either, just because he had 2 TPs for quite a long time, and he's got easily a shipment ready in H3. He's even gonna probably get 2 shipments back to back in H3. So yeah, I think Luke is just in a quite good spot. But then again, Kickass is aging. He's got, I don't know, maybe Ports is just winning this. In fact, like he's got 5 TP stagecoach, which is equivalent to 5 banks. And he's going to be up right after Dutch, and he's going to have 2 shipments himself. So there's going to be a small window where Dutch can try to push out and punish the Portuguese, but it's not going to be that easy, actually, for Dutch.
And the TPs are arguably better than banks because they can gather whatever resource you'd like them to gather, and if you set them to wood, it's better than banks. Let's take a look at his deck. 2 shipments already available. Is he going up with the slow politician? That's really, it's not super fast, is it? He's going up. It is the Exile Prince, which
it is fast. Yeah,
it's fast. The Smackdown patch, though, the politician is 5 seconds slower than on EP and 10 seconds slower than on RE. But he will be up fast. He does have 2 shipments available. 8 Castadors, could come 5 goons, and indeed he could send. He's got mercenary shipments there as well. Could gather the gold quite quickly if he gets the trading posts on there. But Dutch, he is up first and can get units out first, and is going to use this sort of early time that he has when he's up quicker to come and siege down the trading post here. So going to use the skirms and goons, Reuters rather, to do that.
Yeah, and he's probably going to go really heavy on skirms. Oh, never mind, actually, building an artillery foundry. So Dutch is going to be going for some falconets, so he's maybe not going to make that many skirmishers. In fact, usually you like to go heavy on skirmishers in this matchup as Dutch, but obviously, yeah, with falconets, it's going to be a bit different. So that's interesting. I mean, he could put a lot of pressure on that forward location here with his falconets. Especially now, Ports is going for organ guns, and organ guns, they do fine against infantry, but they don't do fine against falconets. So that shipment is going to be really sad for Ports now that there's going to be falconets out.
Yeah, they're not super good against cannons. We've seen that a few times here. Does lose one of his TPs, but it's quite cheap for him to replace that. Kickass is stockpiling a lot of food there. It makes me wonder if he's trying to do some sort of semi-fast industrial or something. Let's take a look at what he's got in queue. He has got Castadors and Dragoons, so he is intending to make units, but stockpiling a lot of food. Perhaps he needs another military building. 2 barracks is there, so actually I think he'll be able to spend all of this down. Castadors are quite food-heavy after all, so that's probably why he's got so much food. It's probably absolutely fine. Is trying to rebuild the trading post. They're very close. But the Explorer does go down, setting up his organ guns here. And he's going to get some good volleys off. But the 3 Falcons, they are now here. They're not in the fight just yet.
Yeah.
But they are here.
Like, Luktam has to be aggressive here. You can't give too much time to Portuguese, no matter which civ you're playing.
Oh, here we go. Organ guns.
Japan.
They could get attacked for free. Get out of there. Does lose one of them. And
organ gun's gonna suck tremendously, like, as usual, and snipe down so fast. So that's, that was expected. Like, but now at least he gave the information that he's got falconets. 2 more falcons coming out. So is Kickass just gonna make culverines? Doesn't have any foundry anywhere, so I guess he's just gonna try to deal with the falconets with Dragoons, probably.
Yeah.
It looks like a strong push for Dutch here. He's got more stuff and he's got a better unit position, I think. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. He's gone very sort of Reuter heavy, given that he's making the falconets. This barracks, at least he has a town center nearby. The barracks, though, doesn't look like it's going to last very long. Switch on over to units in queue here. Let's see how he handles the Falcons there. He's got a few Hussars out now. He's just going to try and run in there and handle them. I imagine he's going to call Minutemen as well, but there's so many Reuters that these Hussars just aren't going to last very long, are they? There's the Minutemen.
I mean, there's the trees as well.
Mamelukes do arrive. Okay.
Should have waited.
Yeah, perhaps he should have done. But Mams will be what he needs to kill off the Falconets there, unless he can get through the gates, which he's trying to do. He's doing some 360 no-scopes and has lost quite a lot of time. Gonna lose one Falconet, two Falconets there, perhaps a third. He's only got two left, but he does thankfully get through the walls. But the Dragoons do get a final volley, and a Mameluke has gone through as well. And it looks like it's going to be able to finish off. All 5 cannons are handled.
That is so GG, man. Like, I don't know what happened there. It was looking so bad as it thought, and then Luktam just tried to pull. I think he didn't even need to pull back. Like, he got 5 cannons. He just needed to shoot. He would have killed every single Cazador. He had enough skirms to deal with the goons. The only threat was the Mams, but the Mams, they are not very fast at killing anything, right? So it's not a problem. He could have just first killed everything and then retreated back through the gate. But that was just terrible for Kickass.
Yeah,
for Luktam, sorry.
Didn't go super well, did it? Maybe he should have stayed and fight. Maybe that probably would have been better. But he tried to retreat, and even that could have gone better. Like, what we saw was the cannons, they seemed to do their setup volley, and then they went back into shooting in mode, and then they had to go back into unpacking again, repacking and packing. That was not ideal. He must have like misclicked or something. Something went wrong clearly, and ended up losing all the cannons when he perhaps would have lost fewer had it gone, just fine. So really, really awkward for him.
Very awkward for Luke here. He's not totally out. He's got probably a second shot, like trying to break this forward location, but like the clock is ticking so hard. He gets 1 TP back, so that is gonna even out the eco a little bit. Probably roughly even eco now that the TP is up. But very soon, he's just making 3 times as many builds as Dutch, right? So he's just gonna outboom really hard. By the way, Dutch is sitting on a 10% HP for infantry treasure. Like, you should always get that. Like, there's no reason to not get it. It's just really good. It's like an H2 card almost.
Yeah, it's very, very strong treasure to get on Deccan there. Perhaps he will. He's got 5 halbs in queue. Maybe now that there they are, perhaps with the extra hand infantry, he'll go for it. No, he's just going to sort of push forwards here. He's got more cannons now, so he's set up again. But so does, look, Kickass. He's got more stuff as well. Although not, a lot more Cazadors than he has, say, Dragoons. So perhaps those cannons, they'll perform well, I think. And sort of starting to stretch out with walls as well. Give these cannons a lot of cover so that any cavalry trying to get on top of them will have a hard time. These walls going to make sure of that.
Yeah, these walls are funny. He just doesn't want to have the same thing happening again where he just loses his falconets.
Religious freedom.
He's going to apply some pressure, but really all Kickass needs to do is build coverings, and then he's just fine, but he's not doing it. But even without coverings, I think Kickass will be okay with just enough Dragoons. And like, he's buying so much time. This Falconet push is quite slow here, and meanwhile Ports is just out booming, and he's got an arsenal, so I don't know if he got any. Let's see, he didn't get any arsenal upgrade. Okay,
not just yet, and we'll take a look if there's anything in queue as well. Nothing coming.
The straight yacht should be coming soon for Luktam, I guess.
Yeah, he just needs to get that 1,000 gold. He's almost there. He's almost there with the banks. And Stradiot's going to give him a nice sort of boost. But Kickass just standing back for the time being. He's going to let that TC go by the looks of it. Doesn't want to get stuck in just yet.
Oh, and Luke just made coverings. So he's not getting the Stradios yet. So I'm not sure what he wants to do with his church card. But now that... Oh, no, again! Oh my god, this is not possible.
Oh no!
Well, he lost only 2. I think Kickass could have split his dragoons and killed every falconet, to be honest, but
I look,
that's
the
still
minute
really bad.
it was the Minutemen. Kickass sent them down. I wondered where they were going. I went over to this coin mine, and then like every single Reuter decided that they had to go handle the Minutemen. And yeah, he just left the cannons sort of there. But he did get the TC down, although losing 2 for free, 2 falconets is obviously not very good.
Yeah, and he also made culverins because, well, he expects Kickass to make culverins himself, which would be just logical. But he doesn't make any culves, so like the 2 culverins for Luktam are just totally useless right now. And I'm afraid next fight is gonna be very, very bad for Tom. If you look at the military population right now, it's just not looking good for him.
No, but Stradiots will be arriving very, very shortly. Oh, it looks like he's trying to go industrial, actually. Yeah, he's going to try and sneak up there. He's basically got all the resources he needs for that. If Kickass pushes in now, that could go really, really well, since his opponent is trying to age. But if he does get up successfully, he's going to have access to heavy cannons, obviously the factories, and indeed the big musket shipment that you get from the church as well. But coming in with the Dragoons, he's going to take down one of the Falcons, and his fight's going to be happening.
Making falconets. He needs to not make falconets again this series, because it's just every single falconet has died in a terrible way this game. And now, I mean, it's just another really bad trade for Luke, and he's aging up. I don't know. Even if he gets heavy cannons, is he gonna be able to cover them with his against like? There's 50 dragoons.
Yeah, there's
50.
a lot.
Like what the hell? 50 cat combat dragoons. So I don't know what Dutch can do about it.
Yeah, Dutch. Well, he's not pushing in. Like at the moment, it seems like yes, there's 50 dragoons as well as some supporting Mamelukes and Cazador, but he's sort of just chilling around on the side here. He's not pushing in. Looks like Look Tom is going to get up to the industrial age without too many issues. Church has just come up. Okay, so that's why we didn't see Stradiots. And
but Kickass is aging up himself. I'm sorry to cut you, but that's why he's not really going in.
I see.
So that's really bad for Luke Tom. Like he's entirely relying on. Oh, maybe he's gonna call. Not even the Stradians, maybe he's gonna get the red coats.
Yeah, the musketeers.
Whatever. Yeah, but I mean, he's just totally relying on his age up. He's like, okay, maybe I'm still in this game because I'm age 4, but then Kickass is gonna be up like, you know, just right after, so it doesn't matter in fact.
Yeah. But there is, you know, coin on the floor now. If he can gather that up, if we take a look at text being researched, I'm sure we'll see the stadholders. I'm not sure how you say it.
I don't think we will see them. I mean, I think he's gonna resign when. Well, honestly, I think like now he's gonna resign. I mean, he's just losing his entire army at the same time, and his opponent is. Maybe he's gonna get the stadholders. Yeah, maybe, and then resign.
Okay,
I don't know.
Stadholders coming in now. All right, but you know, what is it, like 30 musketeers will be actually quite good against these dragoons, although they do have cavalry, ranged cavalry caracol on there as well. There they are. Oh. It's 30. Yeah, it is 30. There's so many, and of course he's got the gold on the floor as well, so he can follow up with Stradiots. But as you say, right, when you get to like the 20-minute mark, you're up against the ports. They've had 3 TCs. Yes, he's killed 1, but you know, new town center going down from the industrial age there. He's got a lot of villages, and he's obviously got that TP stagecoach behind it. The Portuguese eco is just really, really good at this point, and Dutch has a lot of catching up to do. He is going to get that 10% infantry hit points now. They look like they're finished cheering, but there's this one delinquent thuggy that's like not shooting back, and he's not dead either, which is... he's sort of like... He's forgotten that... I don't know. But heavy cannons now out as well. Kickass...
Yeah, it's a strong... Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, you said, I think he's going to resign here, but this is looking like, you know, this is a last-ditch attempt to make something happen, and he's got a good composition, Musk and heavy cannons, with Stradiots soon to arrive as well. There's also got a couple of culverins there, although I don't think that's going to matter since his opponent has sent a factory wagon and not heavy cannons. So
I
that.
think the prime is that if Portuguese just tax his dragoons, if he gets guard dragoon, then they are Ginette's Dragoons right now. He also got the Arsenal upgrade. He can just... The goons alone can clean up this army right now. He's maybe waiting for the range upgrades for his goons, like the Genitors. But he could just go in now and fight and win. Because his Dragoons are insanely strong. And the cannons are irrelevant against Dragoons. So I think very, very soon we'll... But, I mean, Kickass is even max pop, while Luktam is at 100 pop. And he can't even wait. Like, Kickass has to fight. He needs to free some pop space. Maybe he can delete his Castadors. I don't know.
Yeah, or just go in and do some fighting and just trade them off or something. And it looks like that is what he's going to do now. Big batch of culls come out, and that's what he was sort of waiting for by the looks of it before he goes in. So it makes a lot of sense. Let's see what he can get done then. The trouble is, yeah, the heavy cannons are good, but they're not particularly strong against Dragoons and or Culverins. One does go down immediately. Red does have culls of his own. Nice split there, though. Has handled all three, and there's one heavy cannon still alive. Coming in from behind with the Mamelukes here, but as you said, they're Jeanette Dragoons with Dragoon combat and ranged cavalry caracal on them. They're no match for these Dutch units.
And he's even got some MAMs left. So he doesn't even need to focus the cannons. He can just let the MAMs do it. Yeah, it's just... yeah, it's GG. I mean, 100 pop to none. He's also got like almost twice the Dutch eco. He's gonna click Imperial right now, so I think it's fair to call it GG.
Just for funsies. Yeah, he started with the factories before sending any other industrial age shipment, and yeah, I guess with all the trading posts and stuff, why not? He's got maxed pop. He's just won a huge fight. He can... That's probably the safest way to win the game as well, actually. Just go Imperial, get the Imperial upgrades, and even if you could just right-click. No micro required. I feel like that's that should be a saying on like a box of something that you buy at the supermarket. Just right-click, no micro required.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, with Imperial Dragoons, it'll be really, really strong. And he's going to be able to click that button as soon as he gets up. Factories are on wood. He's almost got all the gold. And he's going to have the necessary resources for Imperial Genetic Dragoons.
He could also right-click now, to be honest. But I guess he wants to play it really safe. But I think... Okay, I know I said that for the Industrial Age, and it didn't actually happen. Now, I really think that Luktam is going to resign when he sees the H5. I sort of hope he does, because it's really impossible to win from his position now. Like, I don't know what... even if Kickass would delete all his goons, he would still win easily. Like...
The delete goon challenge. We should tell him in the chat.
Yeah.
Delete all your goons and see if you can still win. He's going for the Udasi. Let's take a look at what they've got in there. 10% for mills and plantations, a Chakram upgrade, so who cares, and hero changes hit points by 50%, which is actually pretty good once you get to the final age.
Oh, he could ship the... he doesn't have it, obviously he doesn't have it.
The extra explorer.
The two explorers, yeah, and get the capital ups, and then like the explorers would on their own just kill Luktam's army, I think. Just the 3 explorers with the tanks and stuff.
1500 HP explorers with crack shots, yeah, that can kill units.
It's actually like 3k5 or something with the Udasi or whatever.
Yeah. So whilst we're sort of watching this and there's not so much going on, I wanted to ask you, so, earlier we saw the 2 organ gun shipments not really get anything done. Do you think 2 organ guns is too few? Do you think it should be like 3 organ guns, or is that a bit too much?
Yeah, 3 organ guns or 3 organ guns for 200 gold or something like that. But they need something, I think, or buff Castador, something like that. But pots need something instead of the villager discount, I think, because it's just weird design. But yeah, anyway. Well, that is a good game. It's been over quite a while, but now we see the fully upgraded Ginets, 460 HP, 52 attack, 18 range. Good unit.
So looks like Tom not super pleased with his performance this game. It looked pretty good early on. Like 5 banks gave him an absolutely insane eco, but yeah, got up to Fortress and couldn't really make anything happen. It looked good to start with when he killed off those 2 organ guns, but the follow-up lost all his Falcons every time he trained them. Maybe if he hadn't lost so many Falcons, it would have been a closer game. But Kickass, yeah, he does take the lead. And 3-2, but no one decisively pulling ahead in this series. It's still quite even at the moment. Let's head on out and get into game number 6, which will be on High Plains. The score is 3-2. Kickass, a slight lead. But let's see if Tom can even it up. He's still got his power civilization, Kaiser. He's still got France, which is one that he's very good with.
Definitely. What is the next map?
It will be High Plains.
High Plains. I wonder what Kickass is gonna play here. Maybe Spain. Because he just used ports, so he can't, like, ports would be great in High Plains, right? But he can't play them anymore. So he might just Spain. I'm not sure what else he could do. He could also go Germany again. It's a solid first pick on High Plains, I think. We'll have to see.
Has there been a drop? No, no one's dropped.
Nope.
No one's dropped. It's all good. Kickass picks first, that is right. And Portuguese was the civ he played before. You're expecting Spanish would be good. Let's see if he agrees.
Probably. Because Kickass also can't play. Yeah, so he goes Germany. Okay. Yeah, that's a good pick. It's not. It doesn't really benefit from the 5 TP line, but it's just a against almost any civ your opponent can pick on this specific map. Like, you could play against Otto, it's okay, even though it's probably Otto favored because of the 5 TPs. But, you know, like, nothing too bad can happen to Kickass now that he picked Germany on this map, I think.
Lucas in the chat saying his personal highlight was the high-level Falconet micro from the previous game.
Yeah, that was really good.
Russia coming out.
What? Russia?
Yeah, they've surprised us with the picks every time. It's been a lot of fun.
That's like the last civ I would pick here. It's just so bad against Germany, especially on this map, because there's so many resources in base. I don't know why you would pick Russia here. I guess we'll have to trust Tom that he can win this, because that's very surprising to me.
They've shown us a good spread of civs, actually. It's not like they've been playing the same ones. They've all been playing like very different civs. Okay, Germany versus Russia. We'll see what Luke has in mind. He does have to win this. Well, he doesn't have to, but if he doesn't, he will start falling behind in the series. His opponent will be 2 games up, and once they're 2 games up, it starts to get hard to climb back. But let's start with Kickass. Here he is in the south of the map. If he wins this game, he's looking pretty good. He's pulling ahead. We'll be playing as the Germans here. It's not a 200 wood start, so no early TP for him. But there is a 30 coin treasure nearby and a 50 coin treasure down there as well, which the settler wagon is, by the looks of it, just going to pick up real quick. And then he'll probably start herding this bison in as well so that he can gather from them. Phil's going to wood, so looks like we'll be seeing a market from Kickass then if he's gathering some wood. And that's fair enough. There's 2 really nice coin treasures that he started with. Explorer does go out, immediately finds a villager trapped and a settler trapped, which will be much easier to get there, but no juicy treasures. Although if he keeps going, he will find the 140 food. That is a juicy treasure, and I think he's going to get over there. No, he's not going to quite get there. Going to go for that settler, perhaps, which is also a pretty good treasure as well, so he'll be pleased with that. But ultimately, hunting dogs start from the market. They're made possible by the muskrat treasures. Look, Tom! However, in the north of the map, in the color red, playing as the Russians, looking to win this game to even up the series. And he will not be going to the market or indeed anything at all. Just going to get to age 2 nice and quickly and probably be aggressive. We'll see what he intends to do. 14 vils or 17 vils, we'll find out shortly. But does find 210 XP, going to crack shot a Guardian on that, and comes across 60 food as well, which is quite nice. Perhaps he'll go up with 14 with the help of that. And he doesn't need his crack shot to get this, so really quite perfect for him. He can go back for the XP later on. It's looking pretty good. Checking in with Kickass. He's about to pick up his villager. What do you think, Kaiser?
Yeah, well, the villager is just insane. It's just an insane boost, and we have another post. And the coin start is also pretty good for Germany. He's got his hunting dogs rather early, and while Russia can't really do much with the gold, but he's actually herding with a wagon, which is really not what you want to do usually because of the walking time. But still, I think it's a very comfortable start for Kickass here. The hunting dogs and the extra villager, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Luktam did get 60 food, but it's not too impactful here. I mean, it's going to help him age up a little bit faster, which is always nice as Russia, of course, but it's not as good as like a free settler for sure. So that's going to be
it's a really, really nice start for Germany. 130 food as well. He's going to be pretty pleased, especially with the settler. It's really, really nice. But Russia now, he's going to pick up that 210 XP treasure real early. It's not going to benefit him right away, but it's an okay treasure to get.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid treasure. Sorry. It's not impactful right now, but later on it will definitely speed up his build order, and we'll have to see if it comes to be really impactful. What happened now?
80 wood as well. Like, it's just every single treasure he's found has been really nice. So good.
Yeah.
And you can even see in the chat, it looks just, you can see the treasures that are being picked up. OP, he says. I wonder what his reaction will be after this.
Yeah. That is a really, really good aim for Kickass so far. But he just said OP and then Kickass said...
Yeah, they're messing around again, aren't they? Look, Tom coming out with some forward villagers. Going to drop down by the looks of it. A blockhouse is which he's going to be gathering for now. He's got the age up in. He's just not got the wood for his blockhouse yet. He's, I guess, going to get the wood off the wood trickle. Yeah, but okay, not gathering for his blockhouse just yet. But he has gone up with 14 villagers.
95 wood treasure, that's why, okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
No. So that was actually quite smart, because he's going to have more resources to queue some units instead of like just chopping more for his blockhouse here.
It all makes sense.
That's pretty good, yeah. Kickass is... Oh, he's queued up to 20. He needs to unqueue one villager because of the free villager got, you know, so that he can ship something upon age up. He will probably realize it now. Yeah, he unqueued one and then he queued 3 set of wagons. He does spot the blockhouse straight away, and
oh god, that stable. The stable is not going to go up. That villager's having a hard time. Yeah, he's going to have to replace it. What's going on at home? Oh, the food, right.
That stable is sort of blocking his gold mine here. It's not that good of a placement. And he does start Cav again, but this time I think against Russia, starting Cav is gonna be pretty good. But it's just that the stable is sort of late for Germany. I don't know. There's already 5 Mus coming in, and they're sniping a bill. So
yeah, nice pickup to start with. Pretty good already. Russia going to be pleased with that, but is going to start 3 settler wagons, so has 2 Ulan there, and we'll probably have some in queue as well. Let's switch over to units in queue there. 5 Cossacks now streaming in, and that's another villager. And the Explorer, no, doesn't get another villager.
Oh, the settler, nah, okay. No, okay, he's going in. Did you see that settler wagon was like dancing between the bisons? Not really sure what it was doing, but
he figured it out.
It finally went in the town center, so it's going to save there. And a stable going up already for Luktam. So I think we're gonna see 700 gold next. Like, there's no way he can make Cossacks, and he's got 3 villas with no 700 wood. Well, I'm not sure if he's gonna train Cossacks at this point as Russia, but we'll see. A bit of raid coming in from Kickass, but the Cossacks have been pulled back. So at least Kickass is not killing any villager, but at least he's pulling back, forcing the 5 Cossacks back to defend the raid. And meanwhile, three more Ulans maybe gonna kill Bill here. This hurting from Luktom is not really on point, and it's kind of hurting him.
Yeah, and Ulan's very, very good at raiding. Does kill a villager there. Both have killed a villager now.
Oh, and he's gonna find more bills.
They'll be okay.
Yeah, not gonna do too much. Not gonna do too much here.
Second blockhouse going down in the center of the map there. Does get scouted by Luke Tom. Did he get a vill? Oh, he got caught.
No, he's losing all his Ulans now. So that is pretty big. 3 Ulans dying here is definitely not good for Germany. And he's also losing his trading post. And it looks like Luke Tom is setting up for a timing now. He's got 2 blockhouses, a stable up. So I hope now it's going to be 700 gold. Usually when you do that, you build a trading post as well because you can, as Russia, you have the wood for it. But he decided to not go for a trading post. So his timing will be a little bit later. But he will have more wood to spend on stuff, of course. And but it's going to be a Musketeer Cossack timing, and I think it's going to be too late. That's a problem, because Kickass is aging already, and if Luktam goes for 700 gold now, then Kickass is going to be able to age up. Oh, 13 streetlets, never mind, but they're popping base, which is a little bit sad.
Yeah, not forward there, but maybe that's okay, his Cossacks are back too, and the Musketeers have just finished killing that trading post. So perhaps it won't make too much of a difference, but clearly looking to come in with some units and pressure his opponent here. And this is a good time to do it. Kickass is nearly up to the next stage, and he's not going to have that shipment for a little while. He does need to go in pronto, though. Explorer's going to see what's coming, but will be executed.
Yeah, and it is definitely a good time.
He's right back up again. He's gonna go.
Yeah, he can farm the XP now. Maybe a settler wagon just walking around. No, okay. So now Germany is totally idled. He's gonna have to rely on his shipment. He's popping more Ulans, which I really like. He trained Ulans in transition. It's better to pop them while you still can before your stable goes down or something. So he's got some Ulans there. He's got some Ulans raiding. He should stop raiding probably. Yeah, that is troublesome for. Why is there only 1 Cossack? Why he didn't just kill all the Vils? I don't know.
They're going back. No, they're not. They're coming now. Yeah, just the 1 Cossack.
Oh, and now he's pulling all his infantry away. I feel like he should have just kept sieging with infantry. Oh, actually he's sieging, okay. And then just pull all the Cossacks and kill all the Vils. Because let's face it, if you can kill so many settler wagons, you don't actually need to keep pushing. Then you can just sit back between your blockhouses because you got so much more eco.
Yeah.
And just wait, right? But he didn't get to kill them, so that's a little bit sad.
Yeah, if you get to kill them, you then get to play the sort of defensive position knowing that you've got a stronger economy. That's always nice, but
yeah.
Still, he did kill a settler wagon there. And look, he's also lost some villagers himself. His opponent was doing a good job of sort of raiding. And look, even more settler wagons up here, and they really could go down, Kaiser.
Oh, he did find them. Yeah, then it's really fine. Then I think Luktam is in a great position now. I mean, he's gonna be already ahead in eco. Kickass is housed like really badly, and he's going for 9 Ulans. But are they really gonna be super useful here? If you don't have that many units, you might as well go for the war wagons, because the war wagons on their own, they can hit and run and they can do some damage. But 9 Ulans on their own, they can do pretty much nothing. So besides raiding, but you know, like he can't take on the army or something. And these houses, they're gonna hurt Kickass so much. Like he's gonna be housed again. He's basically not making units right now. He's just like buying wood to make houses. So that's looking really, really good for Luke here. Ahead in eco, ahead in military. Kickass being housed and all that thing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's one more shipment though for Kickass. He's going to be able to send one more unit shipment just now and try to maybe take a good fight, but
And
it's not
that's
looking good for him.
Yeah, but the other advantage he does have is these Uhlans. They're very good at raiding, and his opponent's army is
Yeah.
completely away from home. The other advantage is that he's in the Fortress Age now. So yes, that shipment he does have is going to be even more impactful. But these villagers, they're all being forced into the TC here. And look, yeah, what's he going to do? Do you think he's just going to hang around?
I hope he doesn't right-click. I don't think we've seen Minutemen yet, unless I'm mistaken, but let's see, units lost. Germany hasn't called Minutemen, so he still needs to be really careful, because even, it's just 9 Uhlans, but yeah, you see, imagine if Germany wasn't raiding and he just got his 17 Uhlans now plus a Minuteman, he might have been in a position to just totally clean up this army, and he might still be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a big fight. I think it's a cleanup. But the question is it gonna be good enough for Germany to clean this up? Is it a good enough trade? What is Luke needs to go in melee mode with his musketeers, but he's just hesitating too much. And all the Cossacks have melted already, and then the must go in melee mode. But it's a bit too late. And the Streelets as well going in melee, actually blocking the musketeers, like causing some passing issues. And that is going to be a cleanup. Germany is going to clean this up, but I'm still not convinced it's enough to win the game at this point. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's awkward. He lost a lot of stuff there. Perhaps when Germany hit up, he should have thought to himself, you know what, I'm just going to go back to my blockhouses. I killed all those settler wagons and wait for you to come to me. It's not ideal to get caught when your opponent pops Minutemen and a shipment. And these are veteran Uhlans. You know, he got 9 veteran Uhlans and he sent 8 after that as well. So really nice from Kickass. That's exactly what he needed after losing all of those villagers, right? So he's still in this here with that big cleanup there. But as you said, he's 10 villagers down equivalent. I'm not sure, you know, if he's going to be able to keep this up. Russia's just going to be able to outproduce him and get back on his feet pretty quickly here. And remember, a lot of this military pop from Teal is these 1 HP Minutemen as well. But let's see what he can do. He does have the upper hand right now. He's starting to push out. And this is his time to make something happen.
Luktam is going to age. Oh, that's a huge mistake. He needs to keep on pressuring. I think he can't afford to lose the map, because next thing, you know, Germany might just come here and win the game. So I don't know why he's aging up now. That's very bold. Another thing I wanted to say, that he shipped Boyars right when he lost all his units. And yeah, I agree. This was just very unfortunate. Just pushing under the TC was the only way. The only way Russia was losing this game was just to overcome it under TC like he did, and that's just really sad. Like going behind the TC like this, and that's a comeback from Kickass, and I think he's won. I mean, we need to see what Russia can do, but
yeah, well,
that's a lot of units.
We'll see. Russia's going fortress. He's not got any military at the moment, so it's not looking ideal, but he's got time, right? There's a blockhouse, there's 2 blockhouses and a stable here, and he's already got 2 more up in this location near all of the food, which is going to last him some time. So he can lose these buildings, and perhaps that will buy him the time he needs to get his units out. Boyars is really strong. Obviously, it would have been better if he'd had the units and they'd not died. We know that. But the units he does train now, they're going to be good. Let's switch on over to units in queue. Going to be going with cavalry archers there, and nearly has a shipment available. Let's see if this 10-vil lead, in fact 11-vil lead, is enough to remass, get back on his feet, and stay in the game.
Yeah, and this Boyar is not going to affect the Cavarchers either, so it's a little bit awkward. And I'm just thinking about, imagine if he just stayed H2 now and he had like 20 Cossacks right now and he would just set move. But yeah, I guess he might still be able to remass enough. Like, let's say he gets 10 or 15 Cavarchers or some Cossacks and ships the Falconets, and he's probably in an okay spot. But it just feels like Luktam has made it so much harder for him to win now. Well, he was in a great spot, and now he's just made it like really hard to come back. And I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting game though. Now it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. Kickass has to keep pushing. He can't waste time. Even picking up that CDB is probably not good now. He needs to just keep going and not wait. He's maybe waiting for one shipment though. Maybe he's got something on the way.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? But his advantage really is the fact that he's up to Fortress much quicker and has a standing army right now. His opponent's got more eco, and the longer you give him, the longer he has to get out these units and catch up. And you know, you're down on villages. You can't let that happen. But it's, as you said, really tempting to wait for your shipment. Okay, okay, we'll forgive him. Waiting for Jaegers is actually the one exception here, I think. And picking up that CDB whilst waiting for them seemed absolutely fine, actually.
That's fine. Yeah, I sort of realized it just too late because I saw if you look at Kickass macro, he's got literally no vills on food. So then I realized, oh, okay, he's probably waiting for mercs. But he's also shipped the Opries. I think that's fine actually. I mean, he doesn't want Opries now; he wants army. But in fact, if he can buy time with his Opries, it's great because
I thought he got stuck there.
If they get caught though, they're gonna get totally destroyed. Even if they have boyas, but they snare. To be fair, they snare.
Yeah, and he doesn't have Cossacks in his deck, and these units are affected by boyas, and they're all right. They've got reasonable stats. He's gonna take this fight against the Jaegers though. That seems.
But he can't. What is going on? Like you can't fight with Opries. You can snare maybe. More Opries coming in here. Opries, why? Why you don't make just Cossacks? I mean, I don't know. Like, they're gonna do okay, but it's still Jaegers, you know, and they're gonna just kill the Opries. So,
yeah,
I am a little bit confused here.
Yeah, and that Ulan's still alive. It's still a lot of damage, actually.
Yeah. Why he didn't just make 5 Cossacks? Even if they're H2 Cossacks, they're much better than Opries. And they also do have boyas, so...
He doesn't have 6 Cossacks in his deck, though. He's just got the Opry shipment. But to continue training them, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, right. Shipping was questionable, but it was okay if it was just for raiding purposes, but not for fighting purposes. And training them is a big mistake. Now we've got Kickass stacking 1k gold and shipping Black Raiders right now. So he's going to have a very strong army. But then again, if Russia... I mean, that trade was bad, right? But Russia is buying time, though. And he's now, like... He's got twice the eco of Germany. Because Germany is not making vills at the moment. I don't know why he keeps mining gold. Because he's shipped already boss of his mercenary shipment. So now he's going to switch to food, I guess. Okay, yeah, so now he's going to make regular units. Okay.
Okay, but he wants to have behind this, Skirm Goon, Black Rider, Jaeger as the composition, which is really, really strong. And he needs to break his opponent now before this economy gets out of hand, right?
I think he should go back now. I don't know, like, he's waiting for his Black Riders, and he shouldn't go there. There could be, like, 10 Cossacks and GG, but he's not going to be in... There's no cav, so he's going to be fine. And he's pulling back now. And I think this Black Rider shipment now is going to be the big go time for Germany. He has to make something happen now. If he loses the next fight, Germany has lost. But it doesn't look like he's going to lose it. I mean, he's got so much more stuff. Yeah. But then again, if Russia can pop like 20 straight heads or Manchus, I don't know.
Manchus and the greatest. More Oprishniks, by the looks of it, are going to be trained as well. Let's see what happens then.
More Opries.
Yeah, more Opries in queue. Coming forward, though, but Jaeger's really good against the Manchu. And indeed the Cavalry Archer as well. He needs some sort of cav unit. I suppose Opries are a cav unit, but Black Riders...
Honestly, he just needs like to ship Falconets somewhere like here and just cover them with some units. It's just totally fine. Even with his... Yeah, the problem is that he doesn't have a shipment right now, I guess. But instead of Manchus, if Falconets, he could have been okay. With a couple more Streetheads to kill the Black Raiders, but... I don't know why he keeps making Opries and why he ships Manchus.
But they are going to get some raiding done, and we all know how good Oprishniks are, especially with boyars here. They're going to absolutely ravage these villages. He might even kill, like, surely not all of them.
No, probably all of them.
That's an insane raid.
Depending on micro... Oh, okay, some Ulans are popping, so it's not actually that big. And he's going to lose the Opries as well. So he's still in the situation where he's so far behind in military. I mean, on the graph, it looks like he's not so far behind. But if you take into account the fact that Cavachers take 2 pop space, and Opries take 2 pop space because he made more Opries, by the way. I mean, I'm just thinking, you know, if he just got like 50 streetlets now, just a ton of streetlets, then he would be totally fine, or the Falconets or anything. But he keeps making Opries, so we'll have to see. It's very interesting.
He's putting on. He's putting on a show.
If,
He's showing us Appreciatics because they're hilarious.
yeah, I mean, that's very risky here. I don't think Luke Tom should play around too much when he's down 3-2.
New subscription,
And,
Mr. Bramboy coming in. Thank you very much, Bramboni. Gonna be bramboozled by the subscription there.
That is gonna be a big fight now. I mean, a big fight, a big loss for Luke Tom, most likely. Can he re-challenge this mass of Jaegers and stuff? Oh, there's some Streetlets coming in now. Okay,
Yeah, that's a good mass of Strelets, and that's exactly what he needs versus the Black Riders, right? They're really quite weak to ranged infantry. They don't have any kind of ranged resist. This comp switch is nice, and it looks like it'll be enough to force Kickass away. And his eco is insane behind this. Like, the longer the game goes, the longer we just keep playing and keep waiting, Kickass gets further and further behind. So I think Russia to get here, it's all right. It's all right. 15 villages only for Kickass.
The problem is that if he loses his fight and loses all these vills, it's gonna be much harder for Russia. So he really has to stand his ground here, but it's really hard because the Jaeger's got more range. But yeah, I agree. Eventually, I think Russia will win. But he has to be careful. Like, he needs to stop making Opries, you know, and to just mass real units and fight.
Yeah,
and then he wins.
He is still making Appreciatics. 3 more just got trained. No, yeah, 3. There's more in queue now.
Like when you see the eco, why would you need to raid more? I mean, he doesn't know exactly eco, but he knows Germany has a way worse eco than him. So you don't need to keep raiding, right? Like, it's useless. He's got no eco anyway. You don't need to kill some vills. You need to just kill his army, and then he
protects your vills.
Yeah, and your resources, well, most importantly. And now what is this coming in? 7 skirms crossing the map, and the German army is still very scary here because he's taking good trades all the time with his Jaeger. Now the Streetlets are going to be able to do some damage, maybe a bit, killing 1 Jaeger.
Oh wow, big batch of veteran Uhlans though. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and Boyaz is just so disappointing at this point. Like, this card could have been something else, but the Uhlans are on top of the Kamchatka, which is not ideal, so they're gonna die. The Streetlets are shooting at the... I think it's a very good positioning here for Luke Tom. Like, bad positioning from Kickass, and I think Luke Tom has done it. He's most likely going to lose his fight, but he's killed like so much stuff. It doesn't matter.
He just needs to continue existing, right?
Yeah, right.
As long as he doesn't just lose the game outright, he will win eventually, which is what happened here. And here we go. We're at 3-3.
No.
These games have been hilarious. I'm really pleased we paired these two. We've seen some great Falc micro. We've seen Appreciatics being made for whatever reason. Cheers, Kavazarion, for the subscription there.
Oh, by the way, did you see that, talking about Opries, there's a raid on the south right now of the map? I didn't see that.
Oh, right. He's killed 4 more.
That's also probably why Kickass resigned.
Right. Appreciatics just roaming. All you need is like 3 roaming the map, and your opponent just... They cannot have villages like mining gold, like where he is here. But let's take a look at the villager population, military unit population. It was this fight just after he hit up to Fortress Age, where Russia lost basically every unit that they had. Whereas if he'd gone back and retreated, this would have been a much easier game for Luke. But he made it quite challenging from himself. And as we saw, we got quite a nice game out of it after that, losing all those units there. So such is the way of things. The score is 3-3. It's still very even. I'm enjoying this.
Did you give a look at the villager graph, though?
No, I didn't. I should have done. That would have...
you should have. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Like,
villages dying everywhere.
Right after H3, Kickass just totally went down in villager count. Like we didn't really see it, or oh yeah, we did. Never mind. Yeah, he lost just so many bills, and then he basically didn't train any bills, which was actually the correct decision, I think, at this point, right? When you're down 15, like back to 15 bills, and your opponent, he's got like 40 or something. You might as well just not make bills and just train units, I think, to just like try to stay in the game.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes
So that was
makes
kind of
sense.
smart from Kickass, but wasn't enough. Eventually, he lost. So
We've seen some really wild civs actually. It's been quite enjoyable actually. Neither player has really played the same civs against each other, although Kickass has played Germany 3 times and has not yet won with them. So it's
yeah, I don't think he's too experienced with Germany. He can play some Germany, but one of his main civs, and I'm not sure why he picking them because it's not very successful so far. So basically, Kickass has won every game when he was not playing Germany, right?
yeah, that's right. Maybe you should stop playing Germany. that would be the assumption, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's lost every game with Germany and won every other game. It's just a bit sad, but we'll see if he keeps playing it or not. Maybe eventually he'll win with them. Anyway, it's gonna be up to Luke Tom to pick first now, and I don't know what the next map is, and the game is full.
A fertile Crescent. Yeah, he's got a bot in there. I'll tell you when you can join.
All right.
Yeah, Germany not working out so well for Kickass. I wonder if he'll play it again. It's quite fun, isn't it? Oh, Kickass versus Kaiserklein. That looks fun.
Yeah, I don't know. He just invited me, so I assumed it was
Okay, you can
time
join.
to join.
You can join now. Tom has got slot 2. All right.
All right.
I do like the juggling. It's quite fun in AoE3. You get quite skilled at it as well. You join in slot 2 and you leave, and then you join like 3 seconds later, and you think, that's the right time. You can sort of guess it.
You check that. I really hope he's joking.
He's joking.
But yeah. So I need 1 minute. I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a second. Yeah, these two players are pretty good friends. I actually didn't communicate with Luke Tom at all setting up this show match. It was purely through Kickass on the eStock forums, and it looked like he just messaged Luke Tom on Facebook. He kept sending me screenshots of his conversations on Facebook with Luke Tom. So I wonder what Kaiser's up to. He's talking to someone. Maybe it's Alexa. He's talking to Alexa. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Should we listen in? I don't know, but yeah, they were quite an easy couple to set up, these two. But I'm looking. I suppose next week we won't need a show match because we do have the 2-town tournament. It's being named, where players will begin with everything that they usually have, but an extra covered wagon. So we'll see an additional town centre, the 2-town tournament. I'm looking forward to that. But the week after, we will need to set up another show match. So if you're interested in playing and you're pretty good, we'd like to have you on board. But Ottoman coming out from Kickass here. Yeah, Fertile Crescent will be the map.
Bien sûr, bien sûr.
I don't know how to mute Kaiser. I don't. Well, I do actually, but I can't yet. I don't want to open my Discord on stream.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, he's back anyway, so never mind.
I
was joking that you were talking to Alexa.
I'm what?
Amazon assistant Alexa. Whatever.
Oh, I should tell her that you think she's Alexa.
Yeah, then. That's right. That's right.
But no, just never mind. Fine, thank you. Yeah, sorry. Let's just get back in the game, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to switch between French and pretty hard.
Yes.
Next up will be
But-
Fertile Crescent. He did pick Otto for a second, but he's actually going to be going with Russia. Kickass, that is.
Yeah, so wait, let me come back to the game. So wait, British, Russia, Fertile Crescent. So Luktam picked Brits first here. That's kind of surprising, maybe. I mean, there's not that much food on Fertile Crescent in your base, and the 2 TP stagecoach. I mean, the 2x2 TP stagecoach. Russia makes a lot of sense though on this map, but I'm not sure about Brits. We'll see what Luktam can do about it. No need, baby. I love when these guys are chatting.
Yeah, there's some banter. Sadly, we can't see it, but that's fine. He's just joking about setting up a webcam. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, jumping into game number 8. Pardon me, game number 7 in a best-of-9 series between Kickass and Look Tom, the Brazilian special today here on the Smackdown patch. Although we've not really seen anything special about the Smackdown patch, just regular politicians so far.
And I don't expect we will, unless one of them misclicks.
Misclicks the fork-out politician or something that gives you some villages as well. I'd like to see them send them, but this is kind of the intention. You don't have to. You can just play the way you normally can. Smackdown patch isn't here to change anything. But, ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the bottom of the map, in the color teal, we do indeed have Kickass playing as the Russians here. 200 wood start for Russia, and indeed Britain as well. In fact, 300 wood start for Britain, since they have a default extra wood crate. And he's got a 50 wood treasure in the back there, and a crack shot available, I expect. Yeah, gonna pick that up right away. And Britain will be off to a nice start. Pretty good. Lots of manners. What they like to see. But Kickass, he is going to get out on the map. Explorer has not found anything interesting just yet, although he will come across 20 coin and 40 coin. Nothing particularly, no big wood treasures or anything like that, but, whoa. That was a beep. Where are you at? Are you at your usual place in Paris?
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Beep, beep.
Yeah, I'm not at home right now. I'm in Prague and with my girlfriend.
Oh, I see.
And
right.
And that's why you heard my girlfriend, right?
Fair enough.
But there's more noise here, and usually I have the window closed. I mean, I close the window for casting, but we just have to open it for like 5 minutes, and then we'll close it again.
It's fine. Don't worry about that. I'm surprised you
right.
you decided. Well, thank you very much for casting, even though you're away from home.
No problem.
Good
It's
stuff.
very fine.
But there will be an 80 coin contrantion, by the looks of it.
Yeah, that is not super impactful for H1, but it's definitely. Oh well, Luktam got it. So he got 50 wood. He got 80 coin. That's just a pretty good start for Brits, I think. And also the fact that it's a wood start, by the way, which means that Russia doesn't really do anything with the wood while Luke. It's just so random, like it's just so random. I don't know why he says that right now, but
Because he got the treasure. He's obviously more skilled, right? That's how that
yeah, but he
works.
said it like 10 seconds after or something, and he was also like his expert was dying, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm better than you."
Okay. Right.
But yeah, that was, and he's snaring again. Okay, he's fire. Yeah. Well, anyway, pretty solid start for Luktam here, for sure. And just a normal start for Russia. I mean, he's got nothing special.
Yeah.
But he's forcing a lot of idle time now, and Kickass doing sort of a good job at just poking in all the time, and Luktam garrisoning builds every now and then. I think Luktam should just let his explorer die or just run away or something, but he shouldn't really shoot with his TC at this point because it's gonna slow down his age up. And you really don't want to be late in colonial against Russia, right?
Yeah.
So
That is true for sure. If they get up and get their forward block house down and start streaming units in, it's always awkward to be playing from behind. You do need to keep up in terms of age time there. But normal stuff from both players, 3 villages and distributivism, but now we'll be going up to the next stage. Will we finally see, and with British it's easier to do because 500 food is not even that bad. Kickass going up with the quartermaster, so that's normal, and the governor! No, it's the outpost and 200 coins, so nothing different at all. These players playing completely vanilla, but it makes sense, right? Outpost is pretty good against Russia, and it's a very safe politician to go with.
But I think they just don't realize it. I mean, even if you told them, I don't think they really think about it because they're just focusing and they just forget about the new politicians, I think. Because, I mean, let's face it, when you have 400 wood, then the 400 food age up is nice, but 400 wood is very nice too. But when you're Brits and you don't have 400 wood, you probably just want to always go up with the new Philosopher Prince, right?
Yeah. Well,
But
not
I think
always.
if he would probably click up with 800 food anyway because he would forget about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, right. So you get your 800 food and then age at the same
Yeah.
time. Well,
So
thankfully,
then it's yeah.
you don't actually lose anything if you do that. If you click up at the usual time, you'd still get 500 food in total. You just it makes no difference. But you can just age up sooner, which is obviously better. But look, Tom, an outpost is still going to be really, really good. And I think what you said is debatable. I think like the outpost is still a fine, especially behind walls here,
Yeah.
and with really good herding, as you can see. But he does scout the forward blockhouse there, and he's going to know what's up, and he's going to add in walls to deal with it, which is going to be quite fun.
And he's gonna have his outpost behind the walls. Although I dislike that it's so close to the walls because then
It's
it can
siegeable,
still.
right?
Yeah, but I don't think Russia is gonna be able to siege it down too fast, right? But it's gonna be a nice outpost for sure. It's gonna be real annoying for Russia to deal with, and we see more walls actually. So he's probably gonna start with longbows. I guess that would make sense with the walls. And I guess Russia is just going to go for the standard Cossacks. I don't think he scouted the barracks yet, so he's probably not going to make streetlets because it's a little bit too risky to start with streetlets if you're not sure that your opponent doesn't have a stable. And oh, that veal, it's a bit sloppy from Lukton here.
Gonna lose that, yeah. But you are right, he is going to start with Cossacks and indeed some Musketeers as well. And he's actually just going to siege down this manor house here, and that's fair enough. You get some XP for killing that, which is pretty nice. Going to split off the Cossacks here, and I imagine he's just waiting for perhaps his second batch of Musks and indeed another military shipment, and then he can go in and really handle these walls and with the outpost behind them there. But Longbow's now coming out, and he's even sort of building a wall on the passage here, which is going to make it so no sneaky Cossacks could come around the side or something.
Right. But then again, that's why I don't like Brits on the map because I get this strat. I mean, Russia is gonna pressure you. Your Brits want to be able to boom and to defend. So you make walls and you sit behind with longbows. Okay, sure, that makes sense. But why on Fertile Crescent then? Because he's gonna be out of food in like, I don't know, 3 minutes or something. And meanwhile, Russia can get the stagecoach. So although he doesn't, which I dislike, at this point, I think Kickass should already be getting stagecoach just as a reaction to these walls. But yeah, I mean, it's not a really good map to turtle. That's my point.
I am sorry, Greed.
But we'll see what Luktam can do out of this.
Yeah. Maybe
it's just going to be really hard. Yeah.
Maybe it's just a style he's comfortable with when playing as the British, and he would do this regardless of the map. But that's what he's doing, and it's working for the time being. His opponent is building a second blockhouse. He's not going for stagecoach, and I think British is going to get away with this. He's sent 700 wood, 600 wood now has come, and soon he's going to be quite far ahead in terms of villages if he can pop down a few extra manor houses. Now pushing out with some longbows just to poke. He's got a few pikes to defend, but I'm a bit worried for him. I feel like this is not fitting with his game plan.
No, it's not. And that's also part of the problem is that when Brits want to push out, he's going to have longbows, which is always a little bit awkward. I mean, they're not bad, but longbows are definitely much better behind a wall than like pushing out because they can't hit and run. So we'll see how well it goes when he pushes out, but it might be annoying a bit to have these longbows. Also, Luktam is not actually booming. he's got the same eco because he's spending all his wood crates into units.
On longbows and pikes there. He's not actually looking to get ahead. And actually now going to push out.
Okay.
8-minute push. He's dealing with... so this has worked out well for Kickass. If he'd gone for the TPs, this could be a scary timing from British. And might still be a scary timing. He's got a lot of stuff there. And he's going to attempt to break the 2 blockhouses.
Yeah. Well, let's see how it goes. There's a few stray deaths, but not that big of a mass. But 4 Cossacks popping in just at the best time. That's... I think Brits has to go back. He's probably not gonna be cleaned up just because there's a gate, and he can probably send some pikes back to just fight the Cossacks. But at the end of the day, Brits have to go back behind his wall. So this push was not successful. The 6 Musks shipment was not super useful, although Russia also did ship units, so that's okay. But at the end of the day, Russia keeps the map, and that's what matters. He's got the map control, and he keeps it.
Yeah, he's still got his 2 blockhouses. He's still got everything that comes with that. Looks like there were 11 longbows, 6 pikes, and a musk went down in exchange for 7 Russian musks, 8 strelets, and 4 Cossacks. Looks like that was a pretty good fight for Russia, to be honest there.
Yeah, it was a good trade for sure. And it's also that, you know, Russia doesn't mind shipping units that much because they don't have villager shipments anyway. And they have 3 unit shipments, which makes it better to ship units. But for Brits, shipping 6 musks is kind of painful. He still hasn't his 5 villager shipment in. So you see the eco is still even. Okay, now the fight is coming. So now Brits finally pulling a little bit ahead in eco. And he's grabbing a little bit of map control here. But this looks already like Brit is sort of surviving, you know, not really like out booming or out massing or something. He's just surviving already. Look at the military pop. Like, I don't know. It's looking very tough for Brits.
Yeah.
But maybe if he needs to add hussars, and he has a stable, and that's good for Brits. If he can get enough hussars out, he's got a shot at cleaning up this army. But let's face it, this is a scary Russian army. That's a ball of 50 infantry units.
Yeah, it looks like he's, you know, more just sort of making units with the 6 musk shipment to get out and control resources than actually push or anything. But here comes Russia, lots of strelets and musks, and this is looking pretty good for Russia. A couple of hussars do come in, but it's not really very many.
Not much to challenge the strelets here, and I think this is over. I mean, the Bills are here as well. He might be able to escape them for a little bit, making like a gate or something, and he's maybe gonna do it. But, you know, I mean, what do you do now? You have no food. You got no units, no food, no map. Like, I don't know what you do as Brits. And on top of that, Russia he's catching up in eco, but now he's what is going on? He's just walking his straight in the house, but the musketeers are close enough, so yeah, it's gonna be just GG, I think, but we'll see. And a musketeer upgrade coming in for Brits. Not ideal when you have 5 musketeers. Yeah. Maybe he could have shit like 6 longbows, but he doesn't have the longbows in deck. That's unfortunate.
He's got food and stuff in deck. I wonder if that would have been better. He's got 2 Raxes. You say he's running out of food.
Yeah, he could have shipped 700 food or 700 gold, but probably 700 food since he has no food indeed. He should also use his berries. I mean, it's not ideal, but you have to, at this point, you have to use your berries. So, yeah, I mean, he's just going to be contained. He's making more walls, but these walls are not really securing anything. I think it's just a spot for his villagers to stay in safe. Like, but it feels like useless if they can't gather anyway, right? So
there's 1 hunt there. It's all right.
Yeah, and some trees. I guess you can chop wood and eat it.
But Kickass is going to kick ass. That is a lot of units there. A bunch of strelets and musketeers, and really not very much for British at all. More longbowmen do just pop out of the barracks, but this looks well and truly over now. He can't really be out gathering any food. It's not looking so good.
Yeah. the plan. I'm not sure what the plan was for Luftum here. Like going for walls, but also going for a very low eco build was just weird because then you kind of waste your wood on walls. It's just useless if you're not gonna. Okay.
Did he just? Did he just pause to resign?
I think he misclicked. I don't know.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that was just not a very close game. But yeah, so that's match point already. Kickass can win the series next game.
Yeah, not much to say about that one.
Just Russia doing Russia stuff and containing.
Yeah, and British trying to push out maybe a little bit too early. The push doesn't even go that well. And then just from there it went downhill. Lost all his hunts and GG. What can you say?
Yeah, right. And if you think that Russia could even have a stagecoach on top of it, I agree it would have been harder than to hold the first push, but I think he could still hold it. And, you know, with the stagecoach, it becomes even worse for Brits. So I think this plan was not very good. But now we're getting to game 5, and I'm not sure what Kickass can still play. Did he win with Dutch? He didn't play Dutch.
No, he's not played
he?
Dutch. Well, he's not won with Dutch. Let's take a look at that Civ screen, actually. I wonder what they can play. So Kickass, he can play Germany. What he can't play is Britain, Russia, or France. Look, Tom, he cannot play Aztecs, Ottoman, or Russia. So Look could still play Dutch. And that seems like a really solid pick on Pampas.
Yeah, I didn't actually remember it was Pampas, but yeah, that makes sense then. I mean, I know Dutch is one of the main civs of Kickass, so he could pick that. Lukta might go India. I don't know. We'll see.
We shall see indeed. Yeah, India's something he's surprised us with and not picked at all on Thar Desert or Deccan. This is his last chance on Pampas.
Or maybe I'm wrong and maybe he doesn't replay India, but I maybe a while ago though. Maybe he didn't replay. Yeah, I actually don't remember him in this year maybe. So maybe he's not gonna go for that.
Maybe it was...
Anyway, he's gonna wait for Kickass to pick first anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. I need a sip of water. It's been a long stream. It's been some fun games though. These guys are pretty fun.
Yeah, it has been a fun series, as we could expect from these players. Honestly, like they're fun. So
yeah,
Dutch indeed.
Not super high level, but good enough. And look, Tom bringing out France, and this is the match point as well. And France, I forgot about that. A Civ is very strong.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but then again, it's no TP. So, I mean, France is not too bad on Pasieras. Like you got dilemmas, and France is not the worst no TP Civ, but it's just not the greatest map either. Like, I would really call it Dutch favored here. So I'm not sure about that counter pick, but we'll see.
I just had an idea for a one-day tournament, you know, like a Grand Tour. It would be a no TP maps, like the entire thing, but you ban all of the traditionally strong no TP map civs, like Dutch, India, British, etc. And it's just like you end up seeing like France and Germany and all these civs playing that would usually like TPs playing out on non-TP maps. I think that'd be quite fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
Or maybe you Go on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it would be fun. It's not like we don't see that though, because when we go
Monociv Cup
with France or Germany, sometimes we get like I've played already several times, like Germany against France on Cascade Range and stuff. But it's definitely more refreshing than standard play. Like you see some Tower Rush, some Musk Huss, some I don't know, some different things, you know.
Yeah. I must admit, actually, whenever I get to play a French mirror, or particularly France versus Germany, but whenever I play a France mirror on a non-TP map, I'm always quite pleased. I always feel like I do quite alright without a TP. I quite enjoy playing that style.
Yeah, maybe you played more also back when people didn't build that many trading posts.
I played a lot of the Samwise France, right? So that
Right, yeah.
so that works out quite nicely without a TP. But it looks like we will be getting into game number 8 in this best of 7 series. Look, Tom is on match point. No, he's not. Kickass is on match point. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so I thought that Look Tom was on match point, and now he's playing France, which is a really good civ for him. So I thought he was going to close out the series here, but it's actually Look Tom who will be playing France. He cannot lose this, or he is out. And Kickass will pick up the $106 prize. It is
Yeah.
So here we go.
And it's a good civ for him, but it's also really hard to break the skirmisher pike in base. You can even wall up as Dutch if you want and just age up, right? I told you we would see so many poses. Even before resigning and right after starting the game, you see some poses.
Yep.
It's insane.
Well, we can still talk. Just because the game's paused doesn't mean we have to be silent. I've seen a few streamers do that. They just like, the game's paused, so am I. And just stop.
We usually talk, but it's just like, I know you kind of need to introduce players, but I know it's also awkward to introduce them when it's paused, so I don't really know what to say.
In the north of the map, in the color teal, I'd have to kind of awkwardly go off to the side so that you can see their town center on the left-hand side of the menu. Like, got this giant pause in the middle. We do have Kickass OP playing as the Dutch. It is match point for him, and this is a very good civ on this map for him. I imagine, by judging from that envoy and that explorer, they are heading over to the llamas, which would make sense there. However, we do have Look Tom playing as the French. It's a 200 wood start, but he's not building a trading post. Not unless something very unusual is going on. But this is a good civ, right? He's very strong with France. We said this at the start. They both play a lot of France. Look, Tom still has it available. But will it be good enough without a TP is the question.
Yeah, really, like it's so hard to push into skirm pike in base. And then the guy can just age up. And it's hard for you to follow him because you don't have a TP. And your H3 is going to be weaker because of that and slower. And yeah, an Inca would be...
That's a good start, right?
Yeah, that can change any matchup. Because if you get to kill the Explorer directly in H1 or something, then you get all the treasures. And you get also one pike in H2. So it's like... it's looking good for Luktam for sure. Like this H1 could be... Like they're gonna maybe even meet right now, or
I mean,
I guess he's gonna kill the envoy, but not the explorer. Maybe
that he is actually an insane pikeman. Like a regular pike has less HP and a base attack of 8. This guy's got 15 base hand attack. That's an insane treasure, for sure.
Yeah,
so that is what he needed.
It's insane. And I'm gonna be honest. I would love to see that treasure be removed in the the LAN tournament. I mean, in the I don't know, it's so broken, you know. Like if you get that, it just can swing the game, and I feel like that treasure is not really competitive.
It's annoying.
So I don't know. I talked to Maito also, and he told me that he feels like that treasure should be removed from at least for tournaments, not for the regular Pampasieras maybe. But I don't know if that's possible. But
I don't know. There's still time to make decisions like that, but. I think like the other kind of fix is to add more treasure guardians to it, so it's not really something you could viably take in Age 1.
Yeah, that's of course also possible, yeah.
But yeah,
nerfing him also works, yeah.
This treasure's quite good. So look, Tom, he's going to be pleased to find that, and he's basically just going to win everything in Age 1 and have no problem collecting treasures. Going to pick up 30 food right outside of his opponent's base. But will we finally see them pick a politician that is not standard? Let's click this button and find out. Quartermaster, Dutch. Well, you wouldn't. Okay, the Dutch.
Yeah.
I think you're being a bit wishful. I think I'm being a bit wishful. The Dutch picking an unusual politician, but France might. Maybe he's got some sort of crossbow pike or some sort of aggression in mind. Maybe he'll want to age up with 13 vills and then 700 food politicians. Really, really nice.
Definitely. definitely, as France, it would be really good because you want to be aggressive on this map against Dutch for sure. So aging up, but he's not gonna do it.
No! Wait
And it
for
would have
him.
been no, I don't think so. No, because if he waits for 800 food, he's never gonna
Yeah.
pick up the food, you know? No, I mean, it's like he even had 700 food, right? Exactly when his last villager popped. So he could have clicked 700 food directly without any idle time. It would have been pretty good. But yeah, he waited for 400 wood, which is also fine, I guess, right? It's still 400 wood.
Yep.
But I wonder if Luke is going to play aggressive or just like standard friends, like Capsumai stuff. We'll have to see. I hope he goes aggressive, but...
Oh, pardon me. I'm a bit disappointed that Smackdown patch isn't being utilized in the way that I'd hoped, but that's fine. That's fine. I keep saying it's fine. It is fine. Bank going down. And where's that Humunka dude? He's nearby, but not going to do any sieging today or anything like that. 400 wood on the floor for Dutch now. Let's see what he does with it. First bank in transition. But the question is, what will he decide to do with his 400 wood? His opponent, a little bit, quite a bit further behind, but such is the way of things when playing as the French there. He's not even bothered to gather it up yet. He's taken his time.
Yeah, I think he just forgot about it, but it doesn't matter too much because he's probably going to make a bank and he anyway needs his 300 food, which he does have now because he's eating a llama to get his bank up. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Like if you're going to eat a llama to speed up your bank, then you might as well gather the wood, right? Because now he's floating 500 food. But yeah, anyway, he's probably going to make a bank and a barracks now from the 700 wood or maybe a stable. And we see Luktam going for a forward stable, but a bit on the side, maybe afraid of an 8 pike reaction, So just like hiding it a little bit. Also, he can... Oh, what's... Did you see that?
Yeah.
Luktam, I think he saw it, but too late. Oh no, he got 4 HP. Okay, that Inca is useless. Never mind. But why is there a bill here?
I don't know. He went very, very far forward and now coming all the way back home. Maybe he rallied it there by mistake or something.
Yeah, it's a mistake. And that's a lot of walking time. But he didn't lose the veal, so it's not too bad. And we see a stable. Well... Okay, that's actually what he needs to enter this table here. So that's going to be just like Friend's going to get his batch of Hust in 10 seconds, and Dutch will get it like 45 seconds later, but he will probably be able to defend. He will be idled a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. But the Hust are now coming forward.
Yeah.
And so there's 45 seconds of idling here potentially,
yeah,
which is really nice. And
he's going to be able to get those vills in the TC, and Dutch isn't going to be able to do anything about it. I wonder how many he's got in queue, because often this kind of thing, he's only got the one Hussar. Bankwagon does come out, but it's going to be fine. He's going to lose a villager there. Minutemen being called to force these away, and fair enough, because he isn't getting any more than one Hussar out. He's not gathering any more resources, and if you can't get more Hussars out, you can't force them away, so you're going to have to call Minutemen here.
Well, to be fair, he could have got like a 3 Hus if he didn't call the Minutemen.
Okay,
but
sure.
3 Hus is not exactly enough, I guess. Although with TC Fire, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, it's okay. I feel like you kind of need your Minutemen for other stuff. I would rather keep them, but it's not terrible. Also there's more cav on the way, so the Minutemen are gonna keep helping against the cav. But he's getting idled a little bit here. Getting the snare. But these Minutemen are now really low HP, and you can't really... Like, I think Luktam can just go in and kill everything here. I mean, he's most likely gonna kill only the Minutemen, but...
Yeah, but nine Hussar there. He does snare one of those Hus as well. And I like this. Just going to break off 5 Hus, go straight back in here and start belling up those vills again.
Yeah, that's pretty well played. He also split his Hussars to make sure he could snare boss of Kickass Hussars. So he's cleaning up 2 Hus and also idling a bit with his remaining Hussars at the same time. And I think that's just a really good situation for France. Also because, yeah, I really like this now. I really like this play. Now he's got Thoraxes up. It's kind of standard, but it's just strong. Even on TP maps, you can do that against Dutch. Pull 2 CDBs, build 2 forward Raxes before you age, and just spam some Musketeers. And he's doing that. So he should be careful though with his hussars now, not to lose them in Kickass base because, oh well, I guess never mind. He's gonna kill Kickass hussars. In fact.
Yep, he'll be alright.
That's just looking really good for France. But 8 pikes could pop anytime, so he has to be very careful with his house here.
700 coin coming out from Luke Tom there. So that's going to help him maintain hussar production at the same time as the muskets here. 10 more musks coming in. And there's no barracks here, so he doesn't have to be afraid of skirmishes or something like that. And 600 wood on the floor being sort of denied, although this large crate has had some collected from it, so it's not too bad here. But looking around, very, very diligent with those hussars, looking for those ones, but not going to find them there. Does take out this house, and now the 10 musketeers makes 20. And that's a lot of siege potential here. Going to go straight for the TC, and Kickass doesn't have the age up in queue or anything like that. This is looking dicey.
I think the only thing that can save Dutch at this point is Colonial Militia. I don't see anything else doing anything here. If he ships the pikes, then they're just gonna die to the masks. If he ships anything else, it's gonna be useless. So he needs like Colonial Militia right now. And hopefully get enough snare with the 3 horse to just do enough
damage.
There it is. That's nice. Okay, so that's a good answer. And he's probably gonna macro. Yeah, now he's calling, I think, the big batch. And he's gonna snare. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough, but it's gonna be definitely a good pop here. But then again, even if he cleans up the musketeers, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that could allow Dutch to come back in the game. We have to see how it goes.
Yeah, well, either way, it's forced like a big reaction there. I'd like to have seen him kill the stable and maybe some houses then. I mean, you always have to think about that kind of thing, right? And the TC damage is, now he's repairing it.
Yeah, I don't know why he went for the TC. I guess he just thought like, okay, it's...
Dutch is probably aging. I need to deal with them and stop them from getting there, and that would just be GG. But Colonial Militia, yeah, looks like it surprised him. Yeah. And Dutch is now back in the game here.
Yeah, doing some real damage would have been better. Because Kickass lost maybe like, I don't know, 100 wood or 150 wood worth of TC repairing. And he could have got like, I don't know, 2 houses down instead. But I think it doesn't matter too much. Like the respam is just gonna be really good because Luktam is still shipping crates, he's making just lots of units, and Dutch just has like nothing. I mean,
yeah,
he's gonna lose his recruitment, and then what? Like, how does he deal with how many is that? 26 musketeers. He's not aging anytime soon, so. Like Dutch would need 700 food, but
T90 official coming in with the subscription.
8 pikes popping in the must and some husk popping from the stable, but
yeah, it doesn't look like it's enough. 8 crossbowmen follow up from France as well. And now the Minutemen are at 1 HP. The TC was repaired. It does have a barracks, but unless there's skirms in queue right now, which there aren't. Oh, there's one, but not going to be enough. He's just lost everything. And it looks like another quick and dirty 12-minute game.
Yeah, if you think about it, there's been lots of really aggressive games where the aggressive player just won easily. It feels like both of these players are not very good at defending, but they're quite good at rushing, you know? Like the Aztec against Germany, the Ottoman against Germany was the same. Like the aggressive player just crushed the other.
Yeah, but he does get some skirmishes out though, and those are going to be and a couple of hussars as well. Not before the barracks goes down.
Oh, nice! On top of the crossbow.
Yeah, that's good. Crossbows getting stuck on that bank as well though. This is looking all right. He's killed a few crossbows for free, and the skirms are going to be quite good at kiting away these muskets. At least he's going to keep his buildings up.
I mean, there's only 2 husks for Luktam, because if he had 5 husks now, he would just win. But I guess with 2, it's gonna be enough.
I don't think it's over just yet, Kaiser. He's up. He's got 40 village. He's got 40 villager population. There's 3 husk shipment as well.
Look at these bills.
Oh yeah, they're not
yeah,
okay. They're not gathering. That's the trouble, isn't it? And he lost his barracks, so he's not going to be able to train skirmishers to handle the muskets. And yeah, all right then,
Yeah.
it is over after all.
I mean,
I was getting a bit too
let's-
enthusiastic.
maybe Luktom never sees these villagers somehow, and then they can gather enough. Kickass can age up banks as well. Like if Luktom keeps sieging now,
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's
Also, I dislike that Kickass didn't keep 10 vills in the TC for TC fire after he shipped colonial militia. Like you should keep 10 vills in your TC. Also now, Luktam could even know that there's no vills in the TC, so they're somewhere on the map, and he could chase them down.
And then you go looking for them. That's right. But yeah, you want to keep some vills in the TC, get some damage going. But really well done from Look Tom there. Nice to catch up in the series, playing France on a non-TP map, and also thank you for the subscription, T90. Cheers. But this is pretty exciting. 4-4, and we get to see the final game. But we didn't expect anything less, I think, from these two. Trading blows back and forth this whole series. Not a particularly long game, this one. But we will go to Florida.
Yeah, and last game now. What? Kickass say he out now? Looks like Luktam is off. I don't get it.
I hope not. They've got to finish the series. It's 4-4. We can't leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Like the worst time to ever. Wait. Yeah, I mean, Kickass says he's off. I mean, that Luke is off. I don't understand why. That is like so stupid.
Yeah, let's hope that's not the case.
Maybe he's just joking and like in fact he's really like.
I hope so.
Logging.
That would be quite frustrating, actually. Given that we scheduled it like 2 weeks in advance. No, look, Tom is here. Okay. All right. Their jokes are too much for us to handle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting so confused. Like, I guess it's just. Yeah, I don't know.
Interjection, you're a legend. Cheers, gamer. What's it say? Game. Ori time. It's because the gamer and the are part of the same word. It confused me. That's a good username. If you want to confuse streamers, that's a brilliant username. Just that one was hard to pass. It will be ... I know this. Florida. The map is Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Okay.
And Kickass can still play. Can he still play Brits? I'm not sure. Because Brits is very strong on Florida.
Yeah. This has been a really long stream, actually.
Oh. Yeah, it's starting to be a really long time. So, I don't know. Yeah, you can see Brits, you can see. Well, France would have been good here, for example. I mean, kind of good. But he used it on Pampas, but he won with it, so that's the most important. He couldn't afford to lose the previous game anyway, so it's good that he won, even if he won with his main sieve. And but now he has to pick first, and I'm not sure what it's gonna be. Could be India again on this map.
It all comes down to this. Best of luck, noobs.
That's mean.
All right. Luke picks first. That is right.
Yes.
This is where he says sound bug and logs out, comes back, and plays Ports. Ottoman coming out from Kickass in this final game.
Well, that's weird.
I think
on Florida.
Yeah, I think you mean Watto?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't like Otto and Florida. It's just weird. I mean, I guess. Oh, that's well, Hero is good on this map, but Otto is good against Hero, so it's gonna be a weird matchup, I guess.
What? As per their clan tag.
Sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying the name of the clan. What?
Oh yeah.
What indeed? I'm think about Civ.
Yeah.
He's picked Iroquois, but he doesn't have to commit to that yet. And this is important, right? Let's take a look at the Civ selection screen, because this is the final game, and quite a number of Civs will be offline, so to speak. They can no longer use them. Look, Tom finally bringing out the India! It's about time.
Yeah, that I don't know. Like India is not super good against Otto, but on this map it might be fine. Just because it's not a good map for Otto, since you can't stagecoach, you can take 2 TPs, but also with all the livestock and the treasures, which you don't get because India just gets everything, because Otto has to build a TP. I mean, it's just a pretty good map for India, so it makes sense. Wait, what? Oh no, sorry. Kickass. Oh, I'm retarded. Luke was speaking first. I thought Kickass locked Otto.
Oh.
But no, he can dodge. It was he just baited maybe with Otto, and in fact he was going Dutch, but Luke had to pick first. So it's gonna be Dutch against India.
Ah, we're plebcasters, basically. All right.
Yeah.
Look, Tom picks first. Dutch versus India. Oh, good lord. Mem coming in with the 846 viewer host.
Oh.
Hot damn.
Nice.
You guys have arrived just in time. This is game number 4. No, it's not. It's game number 9 in a best of 9. And the score is 4-4. 4 to both players, indeed. So welcome, everybody. I know Mem's hosting a tournament at the moment. This is our weekly Age of Empires 3 best of 9 show match. And things are hot. Things are hot right now. It's 4-4. And because of that, neither of these players, their civ pools are being restricted. They're sort of running out of civilizations, so we're really testing them now. Look, Tom.
Oh, but they keep switching their civ.
You can't.
Like they're really not sure what they want to play. I don't. Did he lock India though?
I don't know. Show us the civ screen, Ham, or whoever it is. I need to see. So look, Tom. Play for. Yeah, look, Tom has to pick first. You went with India, then he picked.
No.
Yeah, but he didn't lock in. I mean, he didn't say he locks India.
Yeah,
so...
but it's implicit. You pick it and it's locked.
Yeah, I know.
British my pick. All right, he's going with British. If Kickass is okay with that, then fine. But
yeah,
Kickass.
I don't know. I think they discussed it, but in Portuguese. So.
Okay, right. Well, that's.
They discussed the civ picks and India and stuff, but.
Yeah. So look, Tom, he's not really allowed to change his civ for those just joining us because that's how the civ rules work. The winner of the previous game always picks first in the next game, and well, that's just how it works. But both these players, they know each other. They're very good friends. They're both Brazilians, and they're both fighting, I suppose, for the title of best Brazilian, but perhaps not fighting so hard because it's very friendly and we're just going to disregard all the civ rules, but they're okay with it. I'm cool with it. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go into game number 9 in a best of 9. The score is indeed 4-4, and we will see British versus Dutch in this final game on Florida. That is absolutely the case.
Yeah, and what do you think about this matchup?
What do I think about this matchup? I feel like it's a weird one. I feel like British just sort of outboom the Dutch. So in terms of like booming British manor houses, it's all good. But the British is, their primary unit's the musketeer, right? And Dutch having skirmishers. Dutch have a pretty good fortress timing, or pretty good in the fortress edge. I think Dutch is, or I should say, I think British is the strongest civ here.
Yeah, I think it's quite pretty favored because of also the longbows.
That's true.
It's really hard for Dutch to deal with them. And especially on this map, I don't know if it will come into play, but there's these Seminoles which gives you 25% extra damage to your longbows if you do get it. It's quite expensive, so it's
Yeah, 300 wood and gold.
it's an
Plus,
investment, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you get to tech that, your longbows are really insane. It would be really hard for Dutch to deal with it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
I
see how
wonder
it
if we will see
goes. We'll see how it
some
goes.
water, maybe.
That's
Maybe
true.
Brits
He's
opposed.
He's doing it wrong. It's sec bath. He's saying it wrong. He invented sec bath. And oh well, whatever. Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll see some water play. Personally, I'm favouring the British here. And I feel like Dutch, often when Dutch are in this matchup, they sort of have to play maybe even something colonial, like Hussar Pike, or at least that's what I had to deal with in some of my tournament games for the New World Championship qualifiers. I wonder if we'll see that from Kickass. But
some colonial play?
Yeah, from the Dutch.
Yeah, it's quite hard because you don't have musketeers, so it's a bit hard to push out of base.
Skirmhuss, like well, that's 2 buildings. That's a lot of coin, isn't it? Maybe Pike, Skirm. It's awkward. There's no Musk.
You're gonna go Skirm Pike Huss, but it's still not as good as Musk Huss because Musk they're just really good in this case. Like Pikes, they just get shot. They don't really kill the cav, and it works in low numbers, but it doesn't work in sort of late colonial or even middle colonial. At some point, Brits you can't kill the army anymore. But in early colonial, it's true that you might be able to, clean up some small numbers of musketeers and Haas, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. Spawning in the bottom of the map, in the colour red, we do indeed have Luke Tom playing as the British there, leaving his 100 coin on the floor. He does not need that right now. We can go back for it later. In terms of scouting, he does come across a Cherokee rifleman, but I think for the time being going to ignore that, get out on the map and see what he can find. 75 wood over here. Dutch has scouted it. British has scouted it. That could be early point of contention whilst they are scouting this early portion. Kickass heading right over there. I don't think that Red has seen it just yet, and he's not going in that direction, so Kickass will get that. However, British has found himself 100 food, which is possibly just as good there, actually. So that's nice for him.
It's like the 75 wood is worth more gathering time. But realistically, in H1, like 100 food is so much better here because well, I mean, the wood is so useless for Dutch. He can't do anything with it. He already even chopped for hunting dogs, apparently. So, if he could get hunting dogs now with it, it would be fine. But he already chopped the wood. So he gets just a bunch of useless resources, even though they will be really nice when he wants to build his first bank. But on the other hand, Luke Tom is just like going to age up way earlier now. He can even eat like a sheep and just age maybe 1 bill early or something. So it's a pretty good start for Brits.
I'd like to see them go up with the Philosopher Prince. Finally, maybe they'll do it. It's doable. He's got a villain queue and he's about to hit 700 food, so I don't think we're gonna see it. But come on, look, you can do it. No, I think he's gonna go up with his tower again or whatever. We'll keep an eye on him.
It would be so good. It would be so good in this matchup to age up with 400 food as Brits. Like age up earlier because you pay only 700, and then go for some longbow pike aggression with. And like it would be so fast and so hard for Dutch to deal with it. But yeah, he's going for the regular 800 food age up. So I guess he's getting the tower, which is maybe not as valuable as Dutch, or only as a forward shipment point maybe. But
how do you feel about the new naturalist politician? It's 3 villagers and 4 cows for, say, do you think Dutch could send that?
Dutch?
Maybe not, though, because the 400 wood you used to build a bank anyway.
Dutch, yeah, they really need wood.
Look at this.
Really struggle for wood.
Very far forward.
That's very forward. Yeah, it gets scouted instantly. I wonder if Kickass would call Minuteman, but he doesn't have the coin for it. So. But yeah, it's just as Dutch, you really need your wood. Like you need so much wood, and you will not go without 400 wood to the next age unless you have something really, really strong to instead. But I don't think the cows and the bills, even though it's probably good, it's not as good as like getting your first bank directly from the wood.
Yeah.
For Brits, I don't know. Maybe in some cases, yeah, I think it could work. But against Dutch, you might want to be a little bit more aggressive, just because you can be aggressive, you can pressure Dutch. So
Maybe you could do some sort of FF or semi-FF with the naturalist. Could be fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would work.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, there's new ideas and new things that can be explored here. But looks like the Explorer, speaking of exploring, and the Envoy are giving this villager a real hard time. She might actually die.
Yeah.
It's getting quite low on health there, and I'm a little bit concerned. Although he does have his Explorer there to snare the purple one, or the teal one, rather. So it should be able to escape. But
He could
it's
pull
gonna
it
die.
back, but he doesn't pull it back, so it's gonna die. I don't understand. He could have just pulled it back and finished the Rex with the other, and that's just, well, that's just sad, right? He lost the bill.
Rest in pepperonis.
3 Hus first cut for Kickass, the classic 3 Hus from Kickass.
He's gonna lose the second vill as well, and that's pretty good. Do you siege the tower here, or do you go for the Explorer?
Nah, you kill the Explorer. You will not get the tower. But like that's super all-in from Kickass, but he does already kill 2 bills with it, so it sort of... I mean, no, he killed only 1 bill with the 3 Hus, so we'll have to see if he can do more. But it's interesting. Then again, it will still be hard to deal with Musketeers now because there's a barracks up. But he did kill 2 bills, so we can't say that's a bad start. I'm just not sure 3 Hus really pays off when you kill just 1 bill with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He can idle a bit now.
Well, he's coming in, but there's Musketeers at home there to defend. But maybe because he's got 3 Hus, these Musks are just going to stay at home, and he's going to delay pressure at his base. He's going to delay all sorts of things. 4 Hussars more.
Yeah, even...
He's taking the tempo play.
Sorry, what?
He's got a lot of tempo.
Yeah, he does. I feel like he should have tried to snowball it and maybe kill the 4 Musketeers with his 7 Hus. Like, just bring them together and just get rid of this. And then he could idle more, you know?
Yeah.
It would make really use of his cav. And you can definitely get a very good trade if you fight only 4 Musketeers with 7 Hus. But he's just going back, so now the 3 Hus shipment is a bit useless. I mean, it did some damage, but now it's not very relevant. Although he could
kill these 5. Yeah, perhaps he will.
And he doesn't lose his bill. Yeah.
Just going to go straight in there for it, and absolutely should be doing that. Even pulls off this Hus here. Really nice to see that. And it's just going to clean these Musks. I'm surprised that Tom felt that he could be so far forward with those units. I guess, though, he didn't know there was 5 more Hussars. He hadn't seen that the stable was the building that his opponent started with. Perhaps he was expecting a Rex and he thought he'd be able to come in with the Musketeers. But yeah, that's not a good start for him.
Although even if it's a Rex, it's skirmishers, so your Musk also get wrecked. So I don't know what he was trying to do with his Musk, regardless of the building. Like, when there's 3 Hus already on the field, you can't do much at this point. And now he's going in again because he doesn't expect there to be skirmishers. He saw the Hussars, so he's like, okay, he doesn't have skirms. And he goes in, and in fact, there's 5 skirms.
Yeah, this is going so well for Kickass.
Yeah, this is very good. This is
8 pikemen as well.
8 pikes as well, so he's even going to get the siege to keep pushing and get the barracks down. Also the safety, because it's like a stable up for Tom. So even if Luke gets 5 Hus out, there's no way he can try to take on that army. I think Tom has to give up his front base and rebuild in base and hope to just get enough units out to handle these units.
Yeah.
But like, he shouldn't fight now. Like, he can't try to poke because he's just gonna lose everything again. And you can't poke because Kerm's got more range anyway. So.
Yeah, you're just going to lose your Musks if you do that. You've, I think, got to accept here that the tower and the barracks are toast. Yeah, losing a Musk, that's 100 resources. And the Skirm's not going to get a second volley in. Although these Musks here will be able to escape because of the sacrifice of the others there. But he's going to pick up the tower, he's going to pick up the barracks, adding some more skirms in. But Dutch, he's only got the 1 bank behind this, so it's not like he's got a super strong economy, right? Look, usually we expect Dutch to be a bit of an economic powerhouse at this point, but he's spent his time doing other things. And British is quite far ahead economically. He's got 33 villages there with a whole ton of manors being thrown down in the back. So he has got the economy going. And if he can get a few Hussars out, maybe he'll be all right. Maybe he can handle those skirmishes, things like that. And there we go. Batch of 5 Hus just there.
Yeah, if
British
you can get
isn't.
like,
He's not done yet.
yeah. No, he's not. He's not. He's in a reasonable spot, actually. I think if you can, like, it's still Florida. You know, this would be on cascade range. It would be GG because next thing Dutch would just walk on the hunts. You know, but right now, I mean, there's still so much food in the British base and the coin mine and stuff. Dutch is probably not going to be able to push right in. He doesn't have a huge mass. So I think that Brits is okay. The thing is that behind that, Kickass is going to boom. Now you see there's a bank wagon. Next, he's going to ship 600 wood and make one more bank probably. So he's gonna catch up in the eco. But I don't think Kickass is in a spot where he can really win the game right now with his mass. But he could pressure a bit. I wonder why he's so careful after cleaning up and cleaning up the front base as well. He's got so many pikes. Like he could have tried to maybe get the stable something.
Yeah, go in, do some damage, make use of the pikemen here. But I think that opportunity is passing. There's enough musks and longbows here to stop that. Holy good! Wow, he's trained quite a number of pikes actually. That's
yeah,
a lot.
it's so many pikes. It's 18 pikes. He trained 10, so that's just a lot. And it's what you get when you don't make banks. But then your eco is just really weak. But now the pikes are going in. They're gonna. I don't know. This fight is probably good for Dutch.
Do you think so?
The Hussars are gonna need to go on top.
The pikes and the hussars are not really doing anything, and the skirms are taking a lot of damage, not just from longbowmen, but muskets, and it's now that only the pikes and the hussars are sort of getting involved. I feel like British was off to a really good start in the beginning of that fight.
I felt like, yeah, it's not looking so good for Dutch now, but at some point I felt like if microed properly, Dutch could crush it, but you need to micro really well with skirms and pikes, and yeah, you're right, this is not going to be a good fight for Dutch, although it's close, but it's not a, with this eco, it's not a good fight, but it's not a terrible fight either, you know, he's probably okay, but then he's just 10 villagers behind.
Yeah. A couple more hussars do come out, but that's going to be matched by the Dutch player. He has Huss 2, and just in time to save his skirmishes here, otherwise they really would be toast. But sadly for Dutch, all of his pikemen have ran out, and now he can't really easily handle these. And it looks like he's now going to try and disengage there. There's a lot of longbow and pike in the back lines. But these two Huss going to get the snare and sort of prevent him from escaping. Going to abandon that skirmisher in the Explorer and get away with his 3 Huss. And now British, I think, coming out on top in that fight. He's now able to get his villagers out on the map to gather food. And look, he's got 45 villagers to 33. 700 coin coming down as well. He's looking good.
And Kickass is aging.
And but
I don't know why
there is a raid. There is a raid. Kickass is
yeah,
getting some villager
raid.
kills. And as you said, the Fortress Age is in queue.
Yeah, but I just wonder why he pushed when he was aging, because it could have been much better. But we can't say game is over right now. Okay, Bridge is really ahead in eco and in military, which is tough for Dutch. But he has a shot at just being H3 and somehow getting a good fight. It's looking tough though. I mean, there's gonna be a big right click now probably.
Yeah, especially
when
Musketeer hit points coming in as well. You're right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really hard for Dutch to hold this, but he has a shot at doing something, getting a good pop and maybe cleaning up. He's still on 2 banks, by the way, so that's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah,
but I guess he needed to age up. Probably aging up instead of making more banks was a good decision, I think, because he really needed to get some way to beat this British army, and if he made banks, he would not have an army to defend this. And I guess he's gonna get the Reiters. Maybe if he can, imagine if he could get like 5 more Huss and take them to veteran. Oh, they are veteran already. And if he can get 9 Reiters, that could be with Minutemen a good fight for Dutch. But Brits is going away, so it's not gonna happen.
It's taking out that house. Looks like though, Kickass is going to pursue.
Yeah, he was hesitating a bit too much. It's too far from his base now. Without, and I don't take it. He really needed the Minutemen here. Unless he's got 5 more Huss on the way or something. Even then, I don't think. And Brits is aging up behind as well, and he's winning the fight. So this is probably game. I think Brits is gonna win it now. It's gonna be very hard for Dutch to do much about it. 5 more Huss though.
Yeah, he's not gonna go in. So Brits is aging, and he's ahead in every regard in this game.
Yep. Gonna go up with the
He's even
adventurer for 7 longbowmen. There are other options
yeah.
now as the British. You can go up with the Mohawk Statesman, which will give you, I think, I can't remember, I think 7 native Iroquois tomahawks. I don't remember exactly what we set it to, but gonna go with the standard longbowman, which he knows all about, so that's fine. But very vanilla today.
Yeah. So I don't know what Kickass can. I guess he's got a pushing when.
He's not got a
No, I don't.
shipment either, right? Like, oh, he's
Yeah.
already up. His okay, 8 skirms coming, but with
Yeah, he
only
has to go now.
okay,
He really has to go now and hope to do something. Before Brits can get the upgrade in. He doesn't know it though, but he has to go. And he's going, so he might like he could threaten this location where there's like just so many vills and just a bunch of unupgraded units. Even if Brits get time to upgrade some units, realistically half of it is upgraded until quite a while because he needs to upgrade longbows and musts and Haas. So I think Kickass has a shot at winning this fight if he just goes really quickly, or he might just find his vills on the way.
yeah.
He's gonna find one for sure.
Do you think he
Oh,
can? Yeah, he's gonna get a couple of villages, but do you think he can take the fight? I mean, he's got vet cav, he's got a few Reuters, and that's a decent number of skirmishes with 5 more hussars coming in from behind. But yeah, veteran longbowman now just in, doesn't have vet musketeers.
I mean, assuming Brits would not be able to upgrade these units directly, I think it was a good fight for Dutch, yeah. But if all the upgrades would come in, yeah, maybe not. But even now, like there's the goons coming, and they're gonna help a lot because there's so many hussars, and I think it's gonna be fine for Brits. Also, the 10 longbow shipment, and the Minutemen as well. So I think Brits is totally okay here. And again, another good trade for Brits. And he's still really ahead in eco, so it's gonna be very tough for Dutch to come back from this. He's even losing so many units now from the range of these longbows. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Like just like 3 Ritas dropping at more than 20 range. And Kickass is like, yeah, okay, I lost. If you look at the scores now, it's also very one-sided.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot up. He's a lot up in points, he's a lot up in villager population, and he's a lot up in military population. He's got every advantage he needs here, as well as 2 barracks and 2 stables. He's got absolutely everything he needs.
Yeah, and
even
I guess you have to ship 1K wood
avoiding
here.
a raid there.
Oh.
1K wood.
Yeah.
What, for banks? Catch up?
Yeah, you have to do something, right? I mean, I don't know, you can't make units when you're so far behind and you have less eco. Well, I don't know, it's just over, to be honest. There's nothing you can do. But I guess trying to boom is maybe, well, your best chance. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to believe Dutch can come back from this now. I mean, the score is gonna just keep rising for Dutch for Brits all the time, and now he also identified that there's a bunch of villagers here, so he's gonna send his units, and Dutch will have to stop gathering food because he doesn't have any other hunt anywhere near his base. So
It's not looking good for Kickass, is it?
no, it's not.
Let's see what he does with the skirms. But there's so many red units. He's out on the map, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I wonder why Luke doesn't just go here, since he just saw it, like where the vills are gathering on the right. But yeah, if he can also get falconets, it's gonna be even harder for Dutch to do anything. But yeah, these vills are also potentially gonna be threatened. I'm not sure if he's gonna see them, but I guess Luke doesn't like really need to go. He's ahead in eco. He probably knows he's ahead in eco, so he can also just take his time. He has nothing to do at this point.
Yeah, there's a good point in the chat there. Kickass might be tired. He's been playing for 4 hours.
Yeah, that's the only way he would lose.
because it's Kickass. Usually he doesn't lose, but today it looks like it's not the best day for the Brazilian god. Might actually lose his title, I think.
Yeah, look, Tom may well become
The new Kickass, yes.
They have to rematch. I don't know, but what decides better than a best of 9? Who's the best Brazilian player? I don't know if you can have a more concise, a better answer than that, right? Like,
yeah, and they didn't even use any of the new age-up politicians, you know, that could be an excuse. Like, yeah, we played patch,
vanilla, yeah.
they really played like regular TAD here. So this is the best way to determine who is the best player, and I guess it's looked dumb actually.
There's a foundry here.
Although it's a very close series.
It's a very close series, yeah.
You know, if we would keep going, maybe it would be 5-5. So.
I don't think. I think Luke will take his victory and run with it.
Yeah, I don't think we would cast
the 5th game.
A game 10 out of best of 9.
Maybe we should be casting play all 10s, just so there is a possibility of a draw. I think like that might be. I don't know. Second TC.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you can have them back to like have determining games next week or something.
Yeah.
Here we go. It looks like though Luke is now coming in for the decisive blow. He's got a lot of longbowmen there and a few musketeers and dragoons to boot to protect them. Even more longbowmen entering. The skirms, they just have to get back here. And that's the one thing skirms can't kite. Longbows have more range than them. Villagers being forced off the gold mine. Villagers being forced into the TC. It's not looking good here. Luke is looking to deliver the final blow.
Yeah, look at the scores now. I mean, I didn't notice, but it's like a huge difference.
Interview after match. No, I don't think it's not a tournament game. There's no need for that.
I don't think they have good enough English to do an interview. No offense, but like Kickass is not, Luke is not known for his English skills, and I don't think he would want to give an interview.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we could try. Well, if he wants to, why not? Actually.
All right. Well, fine, whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, this fight is going just really poorly. Dutch. There's just nothing to challenge the longbows at this point. Even though he didn't get the native, but it's still like
GG,
well, that was a really long series.
That was a really long series. I think we knew it would be, though. Lots of pauses. And, yeah, all 9 games in a best of 9. God, imagine, like, how long was that? It was about 4 hours?
Yeah, it was 4 hours.
And I think we can expect So I was like, thinking a lot about how the New World Championship timing would go, right? Because I think day 3 and day 4, the semi-finals and the grand finals, was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. These guys were a lot of fun to cast.
Yeah.
Not this, not super high level, but definitely good enough, and it was very very enjoyable to play. But what was I saying? Yeah, if we get 2 best of 9 series on those days that go as long as these, we're up for a pretty long day. I thought they might not be long enough, but it looks like it will be.
Also gotta keep in mind that in a high-level series, it's potentially going to be longer games than this, because I don't think you would, like, one of the players would probably not die to the Jan Rush or something like that easily, you know?
Yeah.
And then the series could be even longer than this, I think.
And there was a few quite fast games in this series, wasn't there?
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like,
exactly.
There's been lots of really quick and dirty games, like you say. So, yeah, but that was a really fun match.
Yeah, it was. I'm pleased to have casted it. That was good. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. But I have an announcement to make. Ladies and gentlemen, the next Grand Tour event. The Grand Tour Season 2 last week, or not last week, but the week before. Actually, it was last week. Yeah, it was. We brought the Underused Cup, which saw Maito edge out the victory over yourself, Kaiser. That was a really fun series to watch. It was a really fun tournament to watch, and we've uploaded this game where you played against Age of Killer and lost all your cannons but still won to our YouTube channel. That was really good. I'd encourage people to check it out. Lots of fun. But we ended up seeing a lot of matchups that you wouldn't usually see because the top 5 civilizations, I think it was France, British, India, Germany, and Russia, were all banned. But this week, or the next Sunday coming, we will have the 2-town tournament, which will be played on Smackdown patch. It is brought to you in collaboration between, of course, EscapeAoE and ESOC, and there's going to be a joint prize pool as well. So the prize pool will start at $206, and I think, like last time, 50% of all donos to the ESOC stream will go into the prize pool as well. And the catch is here that players will begin the game with their regular TC. So on Florida, for example, it will spawn exactly where it usually does. Cheers, Lucas, coming in with a subscription. Actually, it was Escape gifting a sub to Lucas, who I suppose won the betting. So congratulations, you are now a subscriber. I assume that you won there. Yeah, congrats. I see that in the chat. So yeah, basically what I'm saying, players start with their normal TC, but they'll also get a covered wagon, and they get to place that anywhere on the map. So basically starting with 2 towns, which will be a lot of fun. And I can confirm that Ceylon will be in the map pool. So particularly looking forward to that, because Ceylon, we've got the UI version. It does exist. It was made. And I want to see it being used. And I think what better way to actually use it than on, in a tournament where you get 2 towns. But fear not, if you're not a huge fan of Ceylon, and I don't blame you, not a great map to play. Definitely a fun one to watch, but it's not going to be played until the round of 8. So unless you think you can get that far, you won't have to worry about it. But yeah, looking forward to seeing that. Should be good. But yeah, the 2-town tournament details will be announced on the eso-community.net website. But if you're savvy, you will have already read some details on the news post that I wrote in the official Age of Empires Discord. It is there, and indeed on the escape.gg website. No, it's not that just yet, but there is a news post. EscapeTV.uk, I think, is our website. But yes, thank you very much for joining me, Kaiser. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me again, and it was a nice match, and see you.
Yeah, see you later on. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.